And I think it's a good thing. It is a good thing that they are trying again. But they need to do it right this time, otherwise it's going to end up with the exact same result. And no one's had a serious conversation about it, ever. And that's what I'm going to do today. And I have help, thankfully. Answer, you bitch. There you are.
Hello! Hey, I'm on a stream with Zesty J.
You are a child.
I am, but I'm here to have an adult conversation with you, Zesty. We've got a lot of business. Let me calm down. You told me you didn't want me to be hyper on this
I
stream.
need you to be, just reel yourself in. Just, you know.
I'm reeled in. I'm locked in. We're gonna have a
Because,
good time.
so, Richter, of all people, has been very eager to talk about Save TF2 with me
Yes.
on my stream. And
Where else?
why don't you fill them in on your motivations for doing so?
Well, you were already live. I didn't catch. Did you? What all did you tell them before you brought me on?
Oh, that we're going to be talking about Save TF2, and that I think it's a good thing that they're trying again.
I think it's exciting, but the reason we're talking about Save TF2, as I'm sure many of you know, okay, it's in the spotlight again, and the reason is because Zesty did that video, Nobody's Home, the TF2 bot crisis video you exposed. How many people did you say were the real player count of TF2?
Roughly the number of real humans playing TF2 is about 25,000 people on any given day.
Yeah, but the actual data they provide on Steam says what, like
Oh,
60K or
the
something?
actual data that on Steam says outside of update season about 70,000. So that means about roughly 70% of TF2's player count is bots.
Yeah, and that's something I think a lot of people kind of knew, but there was no like concrete data on. So it was kind of a big revelation. Kind of blew up a lot. You know, Pyrocynical watched it. Congratulations on that. You're getting some attention from outside the TF2 community. That's pretty cool.
I think it's cool, but I think it's more important that people are more aware of it at a wider scale. And you had a good point. A lot of people understood that at some intuitive level. Like everyone knows that TF2 has bots. Everyone knows that the game is botted to high hell, but no one knew how many. And no one put that into the mainstream with a clear-cut understanding and clear-cut evidence like, hey, this is how bad things are. No one says anything, right? No one talks about it. No one says
You're
anything.
not allowed to. It's considered. First of all, it's like nobody really wants to hear about it. We've known for like 5 years, and
No, yeah, thing is we've known about the cheater bots for years now, right? And no one wants to talk about it because, you know, we're sick of it. People are tired of talking about it. Valve's doing nothing to do anything, or Valve's doing nothing to fix it. So,
yeah, and I think your video did a good job of bringing light to the issues with the game in a really direct way. And that ignited a new Wheezy TF2 video. How about that? He said, how can we actually save TF2 is the name of the video, I think.
yeah,
Did you watch that video,
yeah,
Zesty?
I did. How many of you guys saw that video from Wheezy, by the way? If you haven't, then it's going to be a little bit, you'll be a little bit out of the loop, but we'll bring you up to speed. How many of you
I
guys saw
like
that new video?
I like Wheezy, but I don't understand why so much of that video was about World of Warcraft. I don't get it.
Well, I
Why
mean,
was that
I'm
video like
sure.
a World of Warcraft history lesson?
Well, we'll get to that because he was trying to provide a good example of a consumer base getting on a developer's ass and demanding for change. And in my opinion, it was a very poor example that was counterproductive to what he was trying to present. But we'll get to that in a moment.
Listen, what's going on here is Wheezy's put out this video how we can actually save TF2. Everybody's talking like, let's try it again, let's try it again. Shork put out like a poll on his Twitter of like, what should we call it this time? And people want to call it Fix TF2 this time, which I guess is maybe an improvement over
No, it
whatever
is.
the
I
original one
think
became.
you can't use the same name of Save TF2 because it's just been so tarnished. If they're willing to try some kind of movement again, say you can't use Save TF2 anymore.
I
It's
just
basically a laughing stock if you're going to try to put it out there again. It's got such
the
a
thing is,
negative reputation.
Fix TF2 is just not as catchy. I hate to say it. It
No,
just
I know,
isn't.
and it doesn't have the same gusto as Save TF2. So I think here's the thing, right? It's already kind of petering out because they're my my gripe with this is they're going about it the exact same way, at least so far from what I've seen. They're going about it in the exact same way the first time, where they're getting a bunch of YouTubers together again. They're making a big event out of it again. And thus far, the only difference between attempt number 1 and attempt number 2 is that it seems like they're willing to be at least somewhat negative towards Valve this time and actually
Wow,
pointing at the problem.
what a great addendum that definitely is not too little, too late. Like why was okay? Listen, we'll get to that. We'll get to that, Zesty.
Do we
But
realistically
it's
think
really
any
clear.
kind of
It's really
hashtag is going to
clear
make it?
based on.
Hold on. I want to read this. Do we realistically think any kind of hashtag is going to make any realistic changes since so little resources are devoted to TF2 at Valve? A hashtag is not going to do anything. The point is not trying to get a hashtag trending. In my opinion, generally speaking, and I've said this since the first iteration of Save TF2, I can unlist my original video I made for Save TF2. We need to put Valve's nose in their own mess. You need to make Valve look as bad as possible. That is the only way that you are going to get them to do anything. You have to light a fire under their ass and make them look as bad as possible
It
to
has
as
to be a
many
PR
people as
problem.
possible. It has to be an absolute PR nightmare. Otherwise, it's not going to work.
Listen, regardless of what you think, it's pretty clear. Regardless of what you thought of the original campaign, I'm pretty critical of it myself. Everybody seems to be dissatisfied with the game's current state. It seems like the bot crisis is as bad as ever. And in that way, Save TF2 was a failure. So what I would like to do on this stream, Zesty, if you would allow me to, if you could be so kind.
I've already consented to what I fear is going to be a shit show.
Is I've put together a bunch of notes. I've got a bunch of links and shit to I got like the Normandy Beach timeline of Save TF2 from my idea of what the beginning was to the end. And I want to talk with you. I want to build off and have a constructive conversation about what the failings of Save TF2 were.
Yes.
And how, if we do this again, if we want to do another movement, how can we make sure it doesn't?
It doesn't repeat itself.
History
doesn't repeat itself. And this is
come to the same pitfalls as the last.
No, yeah, and this is what I was saying when I first started my stream: is that no one has been willing to have a serious conversation about any of this, because this goes back to like my whole toxic positivity thing. If you put anything other than a positive light on anything regarding Save TF2 or what have you, people just dismiss you or get mad at you or like call you a racist bigot or something, right? Like no one wants to have a serious conversation about any of these things.
It's like wholesome. It's like complaining that the cute dog like shit on the ground. It's like, well, I love the dog, so well, whatever.
Oh yeah, so before I start, people keep asking me about idle bots. So someone asked why they host idle bots. The reason is money. And part 2, I've uncovered a lot of very interesting information. And the follow-up video is going to be going into great depth as to how they earn their money. You'll see. Give me like 2 weeks, still working on it, so just hold off and you'll get a lot more information then. Also, I found them. I now have concrete proof that these botnets exist, and I will show you what they look like. Yeah, anyway.
Wow. That's going to be so exciting. I'm really excited for your next videos, SD Jesus. Also, I don't know if I said this before, you're going to hit 100,000 subscribers.
Yeah, it seems like that.
Congratulations, brother. It's a big week for you. I know you used to think this would never happen.
Thanks. I'm not. Oh, actually, I'm gonna reserve saying thanks yet because I'm not gonna celebrate until I'm well clear past 100,000. Mainly because I just know for a fact that someone's gonna start drama again, and it'll tank me back down to 90,000. Like someone's gonna come out with evidence that I don't know, beat up babies with boxing mittens or something, and it's gonna blow up on Twitter, and then it's gonna kill me my growth again. But thus far,
you're such a pessimist with all this stuff.
Dude, I have every right to be a fucking pessimist when it comes to my standing online. Like I don't want to. I'm not going to be optimistic about it until it's like definitively set in stone.
Listen, regardless, I wanted to thank you for letting me come on your stream, brother. I'd like to congratulate you on the success of the latest video, and yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So if you want to start this out, if you're ready to start this out, if you don't have anything else you had to add, I can send you the first link that I have.
Yeah, you guys ready? We ready to dive into this, everyone?
Missing anything,
we ready to dive in?
Are you like?
I'm asking my audience if everyone's ready to dive in. I assume
they can barely hear me. They're saying turn me up to 500% volume. So
I already turned you down because people were whining that you were too loud.
Well, can you turn me back up? They're saying I'm too quiet now.
Oh, now I've turned you back up.
Okay, is this a good volume? Are we having a good time?
According to my levels, you are at the same volume as me.
Okay, well, if chat thinks it's good, then I guess we're ready to start. So, unless I'm tripping, unless I looked through, this is what I remember being the start of it all. It was After Breakfast with Squim Jim was the first guy, right?
Yes, he was the guy who made the first video kind of kicking off the whole idea of, maybe we should point the finger at Valve.
Right, right. So he kicked off what would later become the Save TF2 movement on May 7th, 2022. And I'll send you the link to it if you want to pull it up. You don't have to watch it, but if you want to, like, refresh people's memories of the video.
Have it like running in the background on mute or something.
Yeah. So this was a really interesting video. He basically said, it's time for us to do something about the bot crisis. Let's do an email campaign to force Valve to address the bot issue. And he even went as far as he said, I'm going to email every single guy at Valve, every public email address on the Valve website with this email. And he showed the email he made. He wrote like a little template.
No,
he said, you should also do this. You should go email every single employee at Valve with this message, or you can write your own. And I thought that was a good approach. I thought that was a really good idea.
I thought it was a really good idea because it's actually a tangible action that is being directed at Valve and not just this, big social blurb that's happening on social media that they can just completely ignore.
Yeah, I think Squim Jim wasn't ready to be the leader of a movement, though. I think he was hoping he could just get the ball rolling, and then someone bigger could take it over.
I think he was just trying to get any kind of ball rolling. I'm not really sure if he was kind of doing a layup to anyone else. I think he was just saying what needed to be said at the time and just encouraging people. The thing is, in my opinion, he was going about it the right way. Instead of using YouTubers as like the spearhead for this, which is what the original Save TF2 did, he was trying to encourage the players to do it. And like, this should be from the ground up, just the people who play the game and people who genuinely care about TF2. We as a collective should be pointing the finger at Valve and asking them to fix their own mess.
That's how this whole thing started. This is for the players. If you're fed up, I'm asking you to band together, and we're going to try to get something done. We're going to email Valve. We're going to do a mass emailing campaign towards all Valve employees and journalists. They wanted to contact games journalists.
Yeah,
they actually did get they did get 2 articles written. They got 2 articles written in the days after that.
Yeah, they got a couple.
I have links to those if you want them.
I mean, sure, pull it up.
Sure, just for the sake
of keeping things on the screen and the short attention span satisfied.
Yeah. Here's the 2 articles that came out in the immediate aftermath of that. There might have been more, I don't know, but these are the 2 that I know Squim Jim was
he set off. Yeah, he was interviewed for one of these, wasn't he? I think he was.
Oh, was he? I didn't actually read it. What did he say?
I don't remember what exactly, but I know they emailed them or reached out to him for comment on one of these.
IGN is reached out to me for email. like they've emailed me before. It's really weird. Yeah, when the whole TF2 is over thing, that was really weird. They were like, "Can you explain where you got this from?" And I was like, "Oh, like a guy on Twitter." I don't know. I don't think I can help you guys.
No,
yeah, this was the start of the movement, and I think that very clearly what the motive of all of this was we need to light a fire under Valve's ass.
It's right here.
Get something done.
It's right here. TF2 players are protesting the game's massive bot problem. So at the start, they were hitting the nail on the head. They were getting Valve's attention saying, hey, maybe you should fix your own shit. Right?
Yeah.
So from the start, doing good. So
I don't think there's anything wrong with anything that Squim Jim did.
I
take my hat off to him. I give him a round of applause for sticking up for something he believed in and using his platform for good. And that sounds like a lie, but like seriously, I think he did something really good here.
No, I agree. I think he was doing hello Obama. He was doing the correct thing. 100%.
Let's see the Obama picture out of nowhere.
Yeah, he was doing the right thing.
Has he like commented on it at all? How does he feel about how Save TF2 turned out? I saw he had a community post. He had a community post where he was like,
I don't know.
I don't think he's confident about it being any better now.
I have no idea if he said anything, and I think I know for a fact that according to Wheezy's video that people were initially hesitant to involve themselves with the whole Save TF2 or with the Save TF2 thing or anything at all, primarily because they were worried it wasn't going to do anything and it was going to fall flat on its ass.
You were one of those. You were scared about that, but we'll get to that later. Also, some people in chat don't know who I am, Zesty. Could you introduce me?
Yeah, if people are curious as to who's talking, I'm hanging out with Richter Overtime, who's a buddy of mine. He has his own YouTube channel. He does, just general Valve stuff. So
I make junk for kids.
You make junk for kids. I mean, it's a
I'm
very
I actually I put a lot of
self-deprecating view of your own
I'm
channel.
joking. I make like documentary Valve whatever. I don't want to talk it up as being more important than it is, but it's
And I was given a donation
I'm out
zesty
there.
for
If you saw the Emesis Blue video that I made a couple weeks ago, you might know me from that.
Yeah, I was given a donation zesty for Valve CEO. Thank you. No, I don't think I'd be able to handle a company.
You'd probably be able to put out more games than the current CEO.
They wouldn't be good. I'm not a game
Well,
designer.
did you see the new fucking game they're working on, bro? You could probably make something better
Oh
than that.
my god, the new shit that Valve is working on looks like they just typed into ChatGPT, design me a 6v6 hero shooter, and it just squirted out whatever it found from Valorant and Overwatch. It looks so bad. I cannot believe that this is what they're doing. I can't believe that Valve is willing to be working on another live service game when they've shown time and time again, especially in recent years, that they are completely incompetent when it comes to handling their current titles. So why are they making
We might be getting a little off track here.
No, let me finish, because I think this is bullshit, and I saw people asking me about this earlier before we started. It's bullshit. And what you're witnessing is all of the old heads at Valve, they're gone. The true game designers, the true artists, they're gone. And what you're looking at is the new crop of like early 20s game designers who've only grown up with games like Overwatch and Valorant or what have you, and they look at that and go, this is what video games are. And
No,
now
I
they're
think you're
making
wrong.
it.
I think Robin Walker is working on this game.
There's no way. There's no way he's
will.
willingly engaging himself with this absolute shitfest.
He worked on CS2, and you
terrible.
think CS2 sucks.
I don't think CS2 sucks at all. See, here you go. You're already placing words in my mouth that are simply not true. I told you to not do this. I have to keep your ass in check, motherfucker.
Oh my goodness, relax. I thought you didn't like it. You said it's like a failure or something.
I didn't. So I said the game is fine. The gameplay is great. CS2 is awesome. The problem is the absolute shit show that it was porting over to Source 2 way too early, before anything was done, when it was still a buggy fucking shit-filled mess, missing content, and now it's filled with cheaters. So,
Zesty, relax. I was not trying to put words in your mouth, and I wasn't trying to rile you up. The point I'm making is
you just said like, oh hey, you think CS2 sucks? Don't do that.
Okay, relax. That's not what I was trying to do. I'm sorry you took it that way. Okay. Listen, what I was trying to say is, you think that Robin Walker wouldn't sign off on this, but he's signing off on CS2.
So
which
Cypherlock says,
terrible...
Cypherlock, who has people at who talks to people at Valve, says he's not working on it right now, thinking about it, but not at the moment. So he's not working on it.
No, okay, I don't know who that is, but okay.
Yeah, Cypherlock's
well, I guess Robin Walker isn't there for that, but he does still work at Valve.
Oh yeah, but he's not. So, anyways, moving on from Deadlock, back to Save TF2.
Yeah, back to Save TF2, or we were talking about something else before Deadlock that was also interesting. I forget what it was.
Oh, whatever. It'll probably pop up again.
Yeah. I thought Squim Jim did a good job. I think all hats off to him. He was a soldier. He got it all cooking. And that is admirable. I like that.
I agree.
I think the second person who spoke out is everybody's favorite, the infamous Tyler McVicker, I believe, right? Do you remember anyone else who stepped in before Tyler McVicker? That was I dated his video.
I had no idea what was going on. Like I only saw Squim Jim's video, and then I didn't realize they were holding some kind of a movement until after it was like already starting, or after they like announced they were doing something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I went in their Discord for a little while and looked around in there.
I'm pretty sure that after Squim Jim, and I might be wrong here. Maybe somebody can find me another video in between these two, but it was Squim Jim started it. And then Tyler McVicker co-opted it about a week later, May 14th. And he did this video where he said, I'm supporting Save TF2. I'll send you the re-uploaded version. You can, I'm not going to ask you to play his,
I can have that like running in the background.
I'm not going to ask you to listen to Tyler McVicker's voice. I know a lot of people don't want to do that.
Hang on, a couple donations came in. Last night I dreamed about every major YouTuber doing a big Discord call to talk about Save TF2, and it was like the round table with a highlight in every one of them. You were there. Thanks for opening our eyes and being here doing what you do. Thanks, man. BOTD to Valve, no swing and miss games yet. Thank you for
What is BOTD?
I have no idea.
Beyond the
dollar. I don't know. I have no idea.
Beyond the dollar to Valve.
I have no idea what it means.
Anyway, so Tyler made his video.
Wait, what is this? What?
What's up?
What's with this title? TF2's hate speech apology? What is this title?
His angle was to try to get journalists to care was taking it like, oh, the bots are spreading hate speech. They're saying the N-word and they're doxing
I
people.
remember that. That was the angle he was taking.
Yeah, and so that's why it's called TF2's hate speech problem. Is he's taking the angle that these are Nazi bots. And honestly, I feel like I don't think that was actually the worst idea.
No, no, it's not. No. In the day and age when the internet really cared about being, you know, when bad words were on the forefront of everyone's minds, if you want to get game journo attention, make it out to be that there's racist Nazis in the video game. That'll get them chomping at the bit because they're going to get traffic.
The racist Nazi bot army that's invading TF2.
Oh yeah. So from that angle, if you were doing it to get game journo attention, it was a smart move. But I feel like that wasn't his intention.
See, now here's where Tyler, you know, he got kind of maybe a little carried away. Because what he did was he made a video that was in support of Save TF2, or it wasn't called that yet, but he was, you know, we're gonna do a journalist movement, we're gonna do whatever to try to save this game. And in the video, he put a bunch of Valve employees' faces next to their email addresses.
Yeah, you're reawakening all of these memories now. I forgot. Yeah, he put Valve's faces and names in his video.
Shout out to me for going through and doing all of this work, okay, to recall the story. So I don't think what he did was really that bad. I do think it came off very cold and like almost like evil. Like, these guys work at Valve and they have addresses, by the way.
No, yeah, it came off as very combative and almost like we should attack. He didn't say attack these people, but it came off very, very, you know, like... Yeah.
People got pissed. People did not like this video. He got, like, DDoSed over this. He got fucking raked over the coals on RTF2. I don't think what he did was that bad. I think he just had no riz. He just had no riz.
He didn't deserve it.
He just had no riz is his problem.
Yeah,
he just seemed evil. But he took the video down, he apologized on Twitter, and then he re-uploaded it the next day, which is the video you had up, with an apology at the beginning to, like, Dave Riller and Gabe Newell and everybody at the beginning. He's like, I'm sorry, Team Fortress 2 is just a video game, and he says that like, doing an email campaign in the first place was like a horrible idea because it puts innocent people in danger, which I think is kind of stupid.
No, an email campaign does not put innocent people in danger. These are their public email addresses that are their business contacts. There's nothing wrong in using them.
I think it was probably good that he took the video down because people were gonna fucking...
It was already lost
by an RTF2 assassin.
Yeah, it was already lost.
I disagree that it's like uncalled for to like email people. Valve is a company that like encourages that. Gabe in all of his games is like, you can email me anytime at gaben@valvesoftware.com.
Completely. And not just from the angle of emailing, but it's the right thing to try and get Valve's attention. Try and get Valve's attention in a constructive, or I should say non-combative way, which an email is.
And we were just talking about this guy. I'm gonna send you this really quickly. Also, something I found, I dug up, is an email from Robin Walker himself saying that it's very important to maintain a line of communication with your customers.
We know that's bullshit.
Well, we
know that's not true with Valve.
He said that very clearly. The creator of TF2 said that back in 2008, and it's true. So I think it's more than fair to email them and email journalists. I don't think there was any misstep there. I thought that was actually like good activism.
No, yeah, good activism, but we know Valve is notorious for a lack of communication. So
yeah, so I don't know. How do you feel about how Tyler went about this? What would you have done differently?
I wouldn't have put the names and faces in the video, but I would have. I mean, otherwise, emailing Valve's employees was a correct angle to take. I find it a little bit silly that he went on this not a rant, but he kind of rambled on about like, oh, they're saying mean things. No, it doesn't matter what they're saying. The problem is we cannot play the game. The game does not function. And I honestly, I feel like this was the first step away from the original intention of that Squimjim was doing, right? It's like, okay, these are cheating bots, we cannot play the game. And then Tyler comes in and immediately muddies the waters and like shifts the angle of, oh, there's racist bots in the game. It's like, that's not the problem. The problem is we can't play the game.
More important than that, in my opinion, is just like the cross-eyed, like he totally folded. He wasn't, he didn't stand on anything. He was like, TF2 is the problem and we need to do something about it. And it was like, never mind, TF2 is just a game. So it's like, you're not like, that's like really bad leadership.
Yeah, he backpedaled hard. I mean, we know Tyler can't exactly spearhead or lead any kind of projects for anyone who's in the know. So
That being said, I don't hate his angle that it's like Nazi bots. I think that's like a good angle to get
no,
journalists
it's a good
interested.
angle to get journalists going on it. Yeah, but I think it was the first step away from what the original intention should have been.
All right, all right. And that was May 14th. That was 1 week after Squim Jim's video. Tyler picked it up. And the next day there was a tweet that says so much with so little, and I'm gonna send you it. I think
Oh,
this one
that's
is so
right. Yeah,
fucking funny.
the voice actor for Medic.
Yeah, there's so I'll read it out loud. He says, TF2 community, I hear you. Please understand that although I
Hold on.
worked as an actor on the game, I do not work for Valve, which I think just says so much. It says so much. The fucking
No,
stupid
yeah.
ass TF2 fans bombarding the voice actor is so funny.
No,
But it was still
unfortunately, people have found my my Twitter. I have to quickly
oh no.
private it. Too
It's
late
over
now.
for you.
Let's see, hold on. I have to quickly edit it before people find it.
Now why would you rapscallions do that? Actually, I guess that's like your fault.
No, it's my fault. My problem was I did not. Let's see. How do I like protect my account?
You know what, while you do this, oh fuck, I can't run a poll for you.
No, you can't, sadly.
I was gonna ask the chat, like, do you think that the game is in a better state now in terms of botting than it was 2 years ago before?
No, I don't think it is.
I want to run a poll for that and see what the actual. You've got 1,000 people watching. That's like a good. That's a good sample size. So I guess once you figure out whatever's going on with your Twitter, run that poll if you would, if you think that's acceptable, if you agree to those terms.
Say that again.
Could you run a poll asking that if it's agreeable?
No, so I was focusing on protecting my account so people can't see what I do.
Yeah, but I want to see, because you got 1,000 people watching. That's like a good sample size to see like who, how the community's feeling, the culture's feeling.
Run that by me one more time. I also don't know how to make a poll.
It's like a plus. It's a plus.
Ah, here we go. What was the question again?
The question is, do you think, let me think of how to write this in an easy way. Do you think TF2's botting crisis is better than it was before Save TF2? I think you have a really honest audience that will, kind of be real about it. So
y'all vote.
We'll be real about it. In my opinion, if the answer is no, then Save TF2 failed. People will say that, oh, well, we got an answer from Valve. It was something.
So here's the problem, Richter. The problem is bots are now objectively better because the 64-bit update broke a lot of cheater bots.
Okay.
That's the problem. So right now, the optics right now is that, yes, there are fewer bots in the game because of the 64-bit update. Because the main fork of Cathook, which is what they were using to run the bots, broke completely. And so now they're trying to rewrite it. There are other forks of Cathook and other cheats that they use, so there are still bots, but there are objectively fewer of them now. But was that a result of Save TF2? No, absolutely not.
No, it was not.
Yeah, it was. It was not a result of Save TF2.
Okay. Yeah, I thought the medic voice actor chiming in, it was really funny, but it was a cool moment because it's someone who was involved in the creation of the game, right? Like that was the first semi-official, someone who was a part of TF2 acknowledging the movement. I think that got a lot of people really excited. And I think that's when the hype train kind of picked up.
No, yeah, I completely agree. That was like when it all really first kicked off. Can I please open this in a fucking incognito window instead of opening it in my active tab? Fucking, I hate Chrome so much. There we go. There we go. No, yeah, this is when people like first caught on, like, oh wow, it's the voice actor from Medic. Now we have like a real backing with this. Now something can happen. Yeah.
Zesty, how do you feel about this guy? I really like him, but I feel like he kind of like wants to be famous a lot.
Well, he's
it's like off-putting to me sometimes.
I mean, he's a voice actor. He's looking for work. I mean, he's of course trying to make his image look as big. And
he's a hustler. He's a crazy hustler.
He is, and I respect it.
Yeah, he's a mad hustler. Shout out to you, Rob and Eck and Downs. He quote retweeted me on Twitter once. I was like, damn, that's awesome.
No, yeah, I respect him. He's very talented. He's a great guy, it seems. So, and honestly, I do find it awesome that like it took someone who worked at Valve to really bring life to the game to step up and say, hey, now it's time we need to say something. So that was good to see.
It was cool. And that I think
everyone's saying Opera GX is spyware. Every internet browser is spyware. The difference between Opera GX and all the other ones is that they got caught. So
listen, my buddy Ratlobber put out a tweet. I was fucking with it a lot. He said, "My shit will be sponsored by ISIS." before it's sponsored by Opera GX. I thought that was true.
Yeah,
'Cause,
so now the stream is gonna get age restricted because you said that. So
no, it won't.
yeah, well,
Relax.
you said one of the naughty words.
Oh, well, I'm sorry if that happens. I didn't mean to do that. Hopefully the money you make from it makes up
No,
for
I'm not going to delete the stream, chill.
it.
Anyways,
Are you ready to move on to the next moment in
yes,
this
anyways,
timeline?
onwards. Yeah, we're going through the timeline here of Save TF2 to really point out where things went wrong. That's the whole idea behind this.
Yes,
For people just now coming in, right? Like, we're going through the whole Save TF2 motion that happened a couple years ago to really highlight where things went wrong. And then what can be changed so whatever they're cooking now can hopefully have a better impact. That's the point, all right?
It's going to be productive. It's going to be a constructive stream. We got a little bit more to go. So I think the next notable thing I could find, or that I remember, was this video from Mutahar, Some Ordinary Gamers, about Save TF2, which I was really happy about at first.
Did he make this before? Did he make this before the whole Save TF2 thing was happening, or was it afterwards?
Well, it's not named Save TF2. It was before.
God, I don't remember that at all.
So this video I was really happy about at first because it's like, oh, that's like awesome. It's getting a lot of outside attention, like non-TF2.
Oh yeah, that's right. It was.
Picking this up.
Wait, hold on.
And
so are you sure this was uploaded on the 20th?
Does it say something different? Did I fuck it up?
No, this was uploaded on the 20th, and wasn't that after the whole Save TF2 thing kicked off?
No. The Reddit post was the 24th.
So that was the Reddit post, right?
That's like the #1 thing, right? That like kickstarted it. That was like when it became Save TF2. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. I think it all fired off on Twitter first.
I don't know. That's what I remember is Mutahar, and then everything else that came later. But I was happy that Mutahar gave like a shout out to the movement. I was really happy about that.
No, this is what needs to happen. This is what needs to happen, and this is something that I find hilarious, right? So this video, right? Other YouTubers were able to hit the nail on the head directly, more so than any of the other stuff that we saw on Twitter, right? Like right away, people outside of the TF2 sphere were able to hone in on the problem and go, look, there it is. That's the problem, right?
Do you think there was any major missteps in the community or in the Save TF2 campaign by this point? When we get to Mutahar, you know, like a couple days before the
major missteps? No, not yet.
I think we had our foot on the gas pedal pretty well.
No, this was like the kindling. The flames were starting to grow, and people were getting riled up, and more like normies outside. Today is actually
the 2-year anniversary of this video you're looking at.
Oh wow, you're right. Yeah. So like at this stage, like it was starting to reach a more general crowd for a lot of people that were familiar with TF2 but weren't actively involved with like the TF2 sphere. And they're like, oh yeah, I've heard of that game. And so like, oh yeah, wow, this is really fucked up. What's going on? This is a really bad thing. This is something that people should be complaining about. And so it was going very much so in the right direction, and it was getting a lot of speed and gusto behind it, for sure. And videos like this are what it needed. Yes, people directly.
This video did kind of. This video made me butthurt though. I'm not gonna lie.
Why?
In the first minute, he says it's something to the effect of like, this game's botted like crazy. There's only like 1,000 people playing this game right now.
I mean,
and I was like, not quite. I know Zesty. I know you just blew open. There's not as many people playing, but 1,000. Like, come on, it's really lowballing it, and it makes like if it was only 1,000 people playing this game, nobody would fucking care. Like,
no, absolutely. I disagree. I think if there's a vocal enough audience that loves the game, then people would still be speaking about it.
What I mean by that is like 1,000 is such a lowball that it makes it sound pathetic. It makes the movement.
That is true. Yeah, it does kind of misrepresent what's actually happening.
Yeah.
Someone says in chat.
I made my video because of that. I made my Save TF2 video.
Someone says in chat that TF2 influencers don't want to face the bot problem because they fear it might hurt their relevance. Not necessarily true. We'll get to that. Anyways, yeah. So Muta puts out his video. The ball is going in the right direction.
I made my whole video. My whole Save TF2 video I did was just to correct that. I did like the most journalist-friendly like.
Send your link. Do you have
your link
to your video?
Yeah, hold on. It's a fucking dog shit video. But,
listen, I love Muta. I love this man. His face is adorable. He can grow. He can grow a hell of a beard. I think he's great. I like his videos.
I did my video just because I thought he was doing. I was grateful and happy for what he did, but I felt like it was not explaining the situation as well as it could have. So I tried.
Yeah, it was a very surface level thing. He didn't do his due diligence, but it was still what we needed. It was getting people going in the right direction.
Twinge of misinformation, light twinge, a tiny twinge.
Yeah,
was just enough to upset me.
here's yours.
Yeah. Mine was I think mine came out like not long after his.
Yeah, it came
It
out.
sucks. It's a really bad
three
video.
three
It
days 3 days
sucks.
later is when your video came out. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was just trying to make sure that everybody understands why Valve is the way they are, why they're different, you know, the fact that they have a flat structure, whatever, and make something super journalist friendly, which I always thought was the idea. You know, let's get this on like mainstream media. Let's
No, yeah, exactly. Because the idea is you want to get as many people talking about it to highlight the problem, elevate it, show it to everybody, and make Valve look bad. So you
yes.
have to force their hand to make them do something.
That was the idea. That was the
Yes.
idea, and I tried to contribute to that with my dog shit ass video.
I mean, it
Hopefully,
did
it helped.
well. You got almost 250,000 hits, which is really good, all things considered. Damn, that's
Yeah,
Gabe. Look how young he is. Oh,
that's crazy,
what a
crazy young game.
what a lovely
That's when
man.
they that's when they shipped Half-Life 1. They went on a little cruise ship.
What a lovely. It's a small ass boat. I'd get seasick. Oof.
That's probably just like in Washington. I doubt they even went anywhere. But I think they go
Probably
to
yeah.
Hawaii now.
Yeah, dude, I get seasick so easy. Ugh.
Yeah, I hate being at sea. It just sucks.
Yeah.
It just sucks.
Anyways, so we have your video come out
Yes,
with,
and
with the intention of continuing to have the ball rolling, making it more widely palatable to that general audience, getting more people on board. Yes,
trying to keep it on topic, on rails. That was my idea.
exactly, and that's what
And there was
and that's
this
what
was
needs to
this was
happen.
on a bunch of the this is when a bunch of the other videos started piling out too. I think.
No, yeah, this is when other people started jumping on this as well. Yes.
Speaking of people jumping on this,
Speaking of,
Zesty, you know what comes next because the next day, May 24th, is when this post goes viral on Reddit, and this is the
yeah,
defining piece of media regarding Save TF2. I think.
yeah. So before we say anything about this, I know everyone has seen this image.
Yes. Yes.
Everyone has seen this image. Have you
How
seen?
do you feel about this
chat,
image, Zesty?
so let's ask my chat first. Have you seen this, and how do you feel about it? Because I know my thoughts on this. So what have you seen this, and how do you feel about this image?
I'll tell you right now, I'm very critical of this image.
Likewise, I think this was a really bad idea.
So what happened here, right, is we've got a TF2 influencer, most of you guys have probably heard of, and his name is Shork. He created this Reddit post with this little image he ripped up. It's pretty cute. I like the style of it. I like that it looks like TF2. And it's got all of the YouTubers he was in contact with who were agreeing to be a part of this. I'm pretty sure, I might be wrong here. I think this was when it first became Save TF2. Like, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, no, this is the pivotal point when it became the hashtag, and it became widely known as the hashtag Save TF2. I'm pretty sure your timeline's right.
So I'm just gonna say this out loud.
If we're wrong, someone will fact check us on the exact sequence of events.
Yes. But Zesty, I'm just gonna blurt this out. Why is so much of this fucking poster dedicated to YouTubers, bro? Why was it like that?
No, listen. I don't know. I don't know what their main intention behind putting all the YouTubers' names on there was like, oh look, we have all of these big figureheads who are willing to speak out about Valve's problems, and inherently, that is a good thing. It is good to get the biggest voices inside of the video game sphere, whatever sphere you're talking about, to elevate the problem and to directly address it, and to make Valve look as bad as possible. And, I'm gonna have my spiel here for a moment because this is a very important point that I want to make during this stream. Okay, so this is the correct way to do it. But the problem with this is that this is when the focus shifted away from focusing on Save TF2 as addressing the bot problem, as taking that
bro,
problem.
I have a bunch of notes about that, bro. You're gonna say it
Let me say my
whatever.
piece. Let me say my piece, and then we can move on. And so, by the way, 62% of my chat says no, they've not seen a difference in the bot problem. So it's about split.
The majority.
It's about split. Yeah, majority, but yeah. Anyways, so this was the pivotal point here, where this was taking Save TF2 away from focusing on the bot problem, and it became focusing on the YouTubers and focusing on the game and how much they love the game and what have you. It was no longer about the bots, it was about this, right? Sharing our love and care for TF2, and then all the YouTubers who are doing it. The problem is that this is the incorrect angle to take. If you want a movement like this to succeed, you need to make Valve look as bad as possible. You need to show that you are not willing to support the piece of media, the game, the franchise, whatever. You need to show that you are not willing to support the piece of media, the video game, whatever, nor the actions being taken towards its mismanagement, right? You need to show that you are not going to support this anymore. Not say how much you love it, not say that you care for it, say that we are fucking done. We are not going to support you financially. We're not going to support you with our content. We're not going to say good things about you anymore. We are going to air out your dirty laundry and show what you've been doing. And it's not even like showing their dirty laundry. Valve is willingly letting this hang out in the open for everyone to see. All you need to do is point at it and go, look, there it is. Isn't that a problem you guys should be addressing right now? That's all that they needed to do. But from this point forward, they shifted that from, oh, now we need to share our love and joy and care for the game. This is when that toxic positivity took over, and it completely steered this movement away from addressing the problem, and it became about filleting the game and filleting Valve, right? This was the main problem. And here's the thing. Boycotts do work. And it's worked many times before. And this is going into Wheezy's video about the whole World of Warcraft thing, right? Where World of Warcraft fans were pissed off at Blizzard for not allowing them to have legacy servers and not being allowed to go back and play older versions of the game that most people enjoyed far more than the crap they were squirting out. And they kept getting shut down. And what did they do? They unsubscribed. They stopped spending money. Bigger creators are coming out and saying, we are no longer willing to support this. It's not about the money, right? Because Blizzard doesn't hurt for money. Valve doesn't hurt for money. Very obviously, right? Like the $10 million a year that TF2 earns Valve is a drop in the bucket. But that's not the point. The point is that you have the biggest names coming out and saying, we are no longer willing to financially support you. We are no longer willing to support what you're doing with this game, or you in general, until you take action and fix your shit. And guess what that does? That makes Valve look really, really bad. When you have entire careers built around this game, the biggest YouTube channels coming out and saying, we're done. That makes Valve look fucking bad. And that forces their hand to fix their problem. Again, the money doesn't matter. The money's of no object to Valve. But when you have, Lazy Purple, Shork, El Maxo, Wheezy, whose entire YouTube channel is built upon spending money on the game by playing Man vs. Machine, coming out and saying, we're done, that makes them look bad. And if you're still willing to support them financially, if you're still willing to support the game by giving them money, that shows that you're not all the way in this pool. You have like one toe in the pool. Oh, like, yeah, here's the problem, but we'll still keep giving you our money. You're not fully committed. You're still showing that you're willing to support what Valve is doing. And that's where it deviated right here with this fucking poster.
Yeah, that was an excellent speech, Martin Luther King. But we got to analyze this poster itself, okay? Because I think it says a lot, and not in a good way.
No, yeah, I agree. I think so. I'll let you talk now. You explain.
Yeah.
Explain. So we have our favorite creators here that everyone knows. Milk Ape. Who?
Stop! You're gonna get yourself in trouble, Justin.
I don't know who these people are. Like what? Like
Jesse, let me say what I gotta say. Okay, there's a couple
everyone's
things I noticed about this
favorite
poster.
YouTuber. Raw. Who is Raw? I don't know who this person is.
It's feckin' Raw. You don't know it's feckin' Raw. He's like a fish or something.
Who is Walt? Who is Mittens? I don't know these people.
Well, the answer is that they're Shork's friends.
No, yeah, exactly. Yeah, these are all people that he knew that he was getting on board.
Yeah. So what I want to point out here is there's no. First of all, how much of this, the real estate of this super viral post that like defined Save TF2 is dedicated to YouTubers? Because it's like we creators, everything from we creators have decided to unite. All of that, and then under all of that is all about YouTubers. And notice info below post. You could have included the information about the actual event if you didn't put everybody's fucking name on it.
No,
like,
exactly. And what you could have done is put the focus of the problem and have that take up all the real estate. Save TF2. The game is full of bots. We need to take action. Just do that. But no, yeah, a third of this is taken up by YouTubers. Yeah. Notice,
Zesty, there's not even a mention of bots. It doesn't even say the word bot anywhere.
Yeah, it just says TF2 is an unplayable state. They don't even say the problem on this.
A third of this screen is dedicated to these are my friends who are a part of this awesome thing. And I don't like this image, I'm going to be honest.
No, I agree. I think, again, this goes back to my point where, and whether or not this was intentional, we don't know. We're just stating an observation, right? The problem is not on this poster. And a third of the real estate is taken up by YouTubers. And so naturally, when this becomes the most popular post and the new driving force behind Save TF2, kicking everything off, naturally, people aren't going to stick with the original intention of talking about the problem, right? This was the point where it deviated. Was when the language
the language is all wrong too. It's just such a it's a total twist of what it was originally supposed to be. Like, oh, this is a peaceful TF2 protest. We are uniting because we love and care TF2 about TF2. Will you join us? Will you join us creators? Like this was a crazy moment where I think this is where the
again, there's nothing
dynamic
and I'll say this again, there's nothing inherently wrong with saying join us creators, join us biggest voices in no
These are
longer
not the biggest
supporting
voices,
the game.
though. It's just not.
I don't know, Lazy Purple's on there. Lazy Purple was huge at the time. El Maxo's
You
big.
know who else is on there?
You
know
have
who else is on
significant
there
names.
twice is Milk Ape. Do you know who Milk Ape is?
No, I don't know. I don't know this person.
He's on there twice. He's really famous and important.
Yeah, and other huge channels like fucking yeah, they put like Whammo of all people was on here. They were willing to bring Whammo on first before me. Isn't that funny?
Oh, you sounded. I don't want you to get in your feelings about that. They just don't like you.
No, I know. I mean, again, and this it's also telling, right, that they didn't want to. They were willing to bring Whammo on and not me because they were more concerned about their own optics than the optics they were placing on Valve.
There's just some networking going on here. Just move along. But I think the comment that was under this is like more interesting. If you scroll down and find Shork's comment. His name is Pink Shork. Is his username.
Or Shork_Pink, rather. Here we go.
Oh, I guess I'm wrong.
Yeah, let's get all eyes on us. The goal of this peaceful protest is to bring attention to what's going on with TF2 on the internet. He doesn't even say I've never seen this post. He didn't even say the problem.
At all.
Yeah.
Please don't send hate toward Valve. Don't talk about Valve. Don't address Valve. Don't do anything. Just tell everyone how much you love Valve.
I had no idea it was this bad. I had no idea it was this bad. Oh my god.
It's really bad, and this is the moment that the entire thing like blew up, I think, because it's like, okay, we have like the most eyes possible. Up until this point, this entire movement has been about like, we need to force action and get Valve to do something. This post is just, here's all my friends.
Wow.
And we need to tell everyone that we love TF2. By the way, don't bother Valve.
Wow.
What the fuck kind of activism is that? What is that going to do?
No, yeah, and again, this is just reinforcing my point that this is where it deviated away from what we needed to be doing, and it turned into reminding everyone that we love this game. Please don't send hate towards Valve.
Don't send hate towards Shork for this. I don't think he was intentionally doing anything or being evil.
No, yeah, listen. We're merely stating observations. We're not commenting on anyone's character. We're not commenting on we need to be very clear about this.
Zesty doesn't want to get sued.
No. It's not a matter of being sued. No one has had a serious conversation about this, right? No one has shown how it fucked up the first time around. We need to be very clear here. We're not discussing their intentions. We're not discussing their character. We're merely showing what happened and analyzing. You're gonna
get clipped anyway. Who cares?
No, I know people get pissed at me for existing, but I want everyone here to understand that that's not the intention of this. We're showing what went wrong and what not to do the next time around.
Yeah.
And Short fucked up. He genuinely fucked up by changing the angle from we need to be on Valve's ass and reiterate the actual problem that is bots. And he warped that into we need to tell everyone how much we love the game. Please don't hate Valve. And then people went running with that.
We have a cross-eyed objective now also, because it's about saying we love TF2 now. Like that just made it so much more confusing to anyone like peering in.
No, yeah,
like,
exactly.
Is this just you guys are mad there's no more updates? Like you found like a bunch of comments from people earlier about being like, I didn't even know
there was one I saw on Wheezy's new video where someone said when he was looking into the Save TF2 thing, his interpretation of it is that the players were mad that TF2 was no longer relevant and that it wasn't popular anymore. When anyone from the outside was looking into the Save TF2 hashtag, they could not find the original purpose. They were not able to see at the forefront. It was in there. You had to dig for a bit, right? But they could not see that why this was happening was because of the bots and because the game was unplayable. It was all about how much people loved the game. That was the problem.
And not just that, it was just like instead of doing activism, this is about celebrating creators and the community.
No, yeah, that was a byproduct of this, right? When the focus becomes on saying how much we love the game, don't hate Valve.
Now Save TF2 is actually a movement about TF2 YouTubers celebrating TF2 YouTubers. That's what the movement is now.
No, I think that's a bit of a harsher light to put on it. It became more about filleting the game, how much fun you have in the game, and as a byproduct of that, all of the content and media surrounding the game as well. They weren't like circled. It was a circle jerk, don't get me wrong. but it wasn't YouTubers beating each other off. It was everyone circle jerking about how much they love the game, and then as a byproduct of that, all the other stuff and content and everything else that comes with TF2. And no one was focusing on the problem.
I thought this poster was kind of embarrassing when it came out, to be honest.
I mean, when this first happened, I immediately said this looks like a movie poster. This looks like a concert poster.
It's a concert. It's a concert hall of all of my friends.
Here, come out and see all these YouTubers. And again, that is fine. The angle of using bigger voices to put forth the problem is good. But the fact that the angle was shifted to talking about how much you love the game, that's where the fuck up was.
And there's just no mention of bots. There's no mention. Everything is about making sure that it's peaceful and positive, which is just not how you.
No, and again, that just goes back and reinforces all these points I'm making about toxic positivity. Where like I said in my last video, I don't know where this comes from, but people just cannot shed anything other than a positive light on the game, on any discourse surrounding the game, on anything, on Valve. I don't get it. Right now, and back then, now is the time to be negative. Now is the time to be upset. It is okay to be angry about this. I don't understand why people dismiss that as doom posting, or dismiss that as like bullying and like being mean. No, now is the time to be angry. This is now the time to say your negative thoughts, and that negative thought is the game is full of bots. We cannot play the game. Fix your shit.
It's not like this was like foolish either. Like it's not like Reddit activism is like fake. Like you can do stuff on Reddit and get stuff done. I know it's like cringe.
No, and you're not saying that. Of course, you can use Reddit and Twitter and YouTube. All of these platforms are fine, right? That all works. But you have to keep the focus on the problem.
Some of these people on this poster, I think, had like less than 10,000 subscribers, which is just crazy.
Yeah, like Jesus Christ, again. The popularity of the person aside, right? The focus was warped. We agree on that.
Yeah, it's bad.
Everyone's talking about my view count. Yeah, my view bots are coming in.
Yeah, Zesty's popping.
My view bots.
You hating, but Zesty's popping. He's my twin, and we're locked in.
No, it's my Russian view botters that I bought from a
your botnet.
Yeah, my own personal botnet is inflating my viewer count on my.
No, but this is the moment that I think Shork kind of stepped into the position of being like the leader of this movement and kind of totally changed what it was about.
Oh, absolutely. He kind of put himself as like the self-appointed leader of all this, and
Richter would love this image if he was on there twice instead of Milkape. You're right. They should have put Richter over. It should have just been my name on the bottom. So, they should have given a third.
And this is something that irritates me as well. Is that it shouldn't matter who's on here. It should be everyone who's involved in the TF2 sphere. No matter how big you are, it should be everyone. It shouldn't just be the YouTubers. The thing that's confusing to me is why is the purpose of whatever this is not on the poster and it's instead in a reply, but all the people who are a part of it, which I feel like is like less important, that's in the image. I don't know. I just disagree with whatever was going through Shork's mind when he was making this poster. I just don't like it. I don't like it either, and it was an absolute misstep, a complete farce. Just
so you'd say this was the first moment where we had an actual big misstep.
No, this was the pivotal moment where everything went downhill, and it was.
I agree. So what's the lesson to take from this if we're doing fix TF2 or whatever?
Well, I just said it. Keep the problem at the forefront. Keep stating the problem, and have that be the primary motivator as to why we're talking about this. Not that we love the game, not that we love Valve. You can say that. But keep the problem that is the bots at the forefront and make Valve look as bad as possible. When you're saying don't be mean to Valve, you know, don't hate on Valve. Where is that fucking comment? You know, peaceful protests. Don't send hate towards Valve. Now is the time to send hate towards Valve. You don't have to be belligerent. You don't have to be cruel. You know, we're not telling you to dox people, but now is the time to send your negative thoughts at Valve. You need to be constructive with it, right? State the problem. Now is the time to be negative and to be upset. It is okay, right?
Now I'm gonna pose a serious question, and hopefully this doesn't come off wrong. But if we're agreeing that the first major misstep in this campaign was from Shork, does the TF2 community really deserve Shork to be the leader of this next campaign? If he's the one who. Well, not him. I'm not going to say him. He was locked in with a lot of people. I don't want to direct.
So you're using the wrong word. You're using the wrong word. It's not an issue of deserve. Is he the most suitable? And I think
is it appropriate to use him again?
So it would be appropriate to use him again because he has a lot of pull, and because he has so much pull in the vocal spheres. Absolutely, he can be used. He should be used. but he needs to take the right angle. And if he doesn't use the right angle again, it's going to end up the same way.
Listen, I'll get more into my thesis about what happened here toward the end of the stream, but I just I don't know. I don't think this was ever going to go anywhere with well, it went somewhere. I don't want to say something I don't mean. This was fucked up. What happened here was a mistake. That's what I want to say.
No, I agree. What happened here, it was a mistake. I completely agree.
Now, to be fair, it was very effective in terms of it reached a lot of people. What happened here with this post, this was smart in some sense.
So here's the thing. No, so here's the thing, right? It did reach a lot of people. That was the good that came out of it. It got a lot of people's attention. It got really fucking big. But the problem was that they were not focusing on the bots. They were not addressing the problem. We're a broken record right now, right? That was the issue.
Yes, I agree with you. Shout out to Shork. I would kiss him on his Danish mouth.
No, and listen, again, it's very important that we need to talk about and be critical of how it fucked up the first time. Because if they're being serious about this, if they're seriously going to try this again and get as many people involved as possible, they need to understand where they fucked up. Everyone needs to understand how it fucked up the first time so it can be done properly the next time around. Also, I'm just realized I'm missing a shitload of donations. Hold on, let me go through these for a moment. Peaceful protests against the neglected game did nothing. I agree. You can be peaceful, but you can be negative. The two things aren't mutually exclusive. They can go hand in hand. You can be peaceful, but you can be negative. You can be angry, but be peaceful as you do it. Right? You are allowed to express negative emotion, but you don't have to throw punches.
We're beating ourselves, Zesty.
What?
We're broken records right now, Zesty.
No, I know, but it's important to say that. So, I
think you have good intentions here, but it's not going to help.
So here
I got the next happening.
Let me get through these donations. If Save TF2 could get the big TF2 speaking negatively about this, not boohoo, look at these good times we used to have, and demand, not ask Valve to do something, maybe toxic positive people will see that we need to change. We just said that, yes. There was already a Save TF2 2. There was? Was there? So I heard that there was a second attempt at Save TF2. Did that actually happen? Because I didn't see anything.
There was like a couple people on Twitter who tried it. I think it trended for like an hour or something.
Yeah,
that's the ultimate problem is like, who the fuck was the leader? Who was the ringleader? Was it Shork? Because Shork just kind of did a Reddit post.
I have no idea what was going on. It was only
if we don't know who the leader, if we don't know who
and it failed miserably. One more donation. Part 2. The only way for Save TF2 to work is to get all the big TF2 users to allow you into the inner circles and creating an actual game plan. Me being in there isn't going to change anything. It doesn't matter whether or not I'm there.
It's also just impossible, but
no, it is also impossible because these people are still more concerned about their own optics instead of Valve's.
Listen, I think if we don't have an actual idea, if the community doesn't have an agreed like leader or at least like a figurehead, how the fuck are we gonna know what's the next movement? How are we gonna know whatever?
No, and right now, Shork is the biggest person on Twitter. He is the figurehead on Twitter, and he is absolutely the appropriate person to start this off again. He just needs to do it in the right way.
Well, Weezy told me that it was him and Shork were the ones who did this.
Yeah,
like,
and if they do it the right way, then maybe something will be different. We don't know.
Maybe
we don't know.
We gotta not do this this like YouTuber circle jerk though. This is just it doesn't help.
No, I agree. And there was something.
We need to not be totally hung up on the peaceful whatever. But listen, this is 2 days later. I think this is probably the next major event in this Normandy Beach timeline. Is these two Reddit posts? Right. I think you will remember them.
Let me find them. Hold on. Ah, yes, this guy, the guy who who went to Valve.
It's a guy named a Reddit user named Rudaki_. I think that's how you pronounce his name, and he protested Save TF2 outside Valve's offices and posted it. It went really viral. He got told to leave by the people who owned the venue of Valve's office, and they told him
it's good spy
as he was leaving. Yeah, it's good. And he was there with his girl, right? He is just cute. She was like Scout's mom or something.
Let's not focus on that. Down boy! Down boy! Get down! No! Down boy!
Listen.
Where's my squirt bottle?
He got told by Valve employees, he talked to a Valve employee outside, and they said, we're working on a solution or whatever. And coincidentally, just like a couple hours later after these two posts, after this guy got kicked out, I think you know what happened. It was a big day for the Save TF2 movement.
May 26th. Valve made their tweet.
Valve made this, and Zesty...
we all know the tweet. But we'll
You
show
said
we'll show it anyway. We all know the tweet, but we'll show it anyway.
You said I'm not allowed to encourage your audience, but I want everyone in chat to just put like a laughing emoji for this. 'Cause
I'm
this is
willing
hilarious.
to allow that. Everyone post the laughing emoji at this
Just
fucking
laugh,
tweet.
just laugh at this fucking
We
tweet.
hear
We
you.
all know it's ridiculous. We know it's stupid.
Oh Christ. Yeah,
Let's just be real.
So you can say what you want about this, and then I want to give my 2 cents.
So I think this happened probably because of the guy who went in the office, because they specifically told him we're about to do something about it.
I said that the first, I said that in my Save TF2 video 2 years ago, that the only reason why Valve said anything was because fucking the guy showed up at their offices. Yeah.
Now this reached a lot of people. You can see it. It had 216,000 likes, which is actually more than Valve's Half-Life Alyx announcement, which is kind of crazy.
No, it was fucking insane.
It shows the disconnect between what Valve was doing.
No, and I think you also need to acknowledge just how big Save TF2 got. It was #1 trending globally for like a day or two, something like that. It had so much traction from a ton of people, right? It got really, really big. But the catalyst, at least it seems like the catalyst, that made Valve put out a tweet was someone showing up to their offices. And then him posting it on Reddit and what have you, right?
That's called activism. You got to go out in the real world if you want to get something changed.
I need to reinforce that. Please do not show up to Valve's offices. Please do not go there. We're not saying to do that, Richter.
Why? They don't care. They fucking had people doing it for We Want Half-Life 3.
I need to reinforce that people should not go to Valve's offices. Please do not do that.
You shouldn't do it because it's going to be a waste of your time. But
it is going to be a waste of your time, and I also don't want like people to twist that and saying, "Oh, Zesty's saying to go throw a pipe bomb at Valve." No, don't do that.
We love Valve. We're big fans of Valve.
But no, yeah, I think that was the straw that broke the camel's back, because
shout out to this guy who went up there though. That's like awesome.
There was someone else too. Before all the stuff kicked off on Twitter, there was another guy inside of the Save TF2 Discord. I forgot who it was. I think he was a YouTuber as well. He also sat in Valve's offices for like an entire day just waiting for someone. I don't remember who it was.
Kind of sad. This is also, by the way, May 26th. This is the same day your video went up, Zesty. Do you remember this video?
Yes, I made my own video. Very short.
Now, I don't mean to glaze you at all, but I will say you supported it because you thought it was the best chance that TF2 had at getting something done. But you did say in this video that you were skeptical of the leadership.
Did I?
And offers it as
you said like
Valve regularly encourages players to spend money on Team Fortress 2, and it earns Valve a lot of money via microtransactions. So long as they continue to earn millions from Team Fortress 2 and offer it as an officially supported product on Steam, the game should be, at the bare minimum, playable. It is not, and this is unacceptable. I'm tired of it. And if you want to save Team Fortress 2, go to Twitter, YouTube, whatever social media you have access to, share a memory, a meme, a video clip, anything that reminds you of Team Fortress 2. And put the little hashtag SaveTF2.
You look better with a beard.
I agree. I like my beard more. Yeah, and looking back on this now, I also leaned into the whole share a favorite memory thing, and I was wrong. I mean, it should have the only focus should have been, railing on Valve and saying fix your fucking game.
That being said, we just had that big discussion about how the leadership kind of fucked up, and I think in the moment you called that like pretty dead on.
Did I?
Yeah, I mean that's it might be later in the video. But
I don't remember saying anything like that in the video. Let me go put it back
maybe
on.
I'm tripping. I'm pretty sure you.
Let me put it back on. Hold on.
Maybe I'm tripping.
And yes, even me, angry, cynical gamer, is on board with this one because I'm pissed. Will me screaming into the void of social media change anything? Probably not. But no. Tens of thousands of people, tens of thousands of tweets using a globally trending hashtag that's already trending globally, topping the charts across multiple countries, including the US, and Valve deciding to ignore everything? That's not going to look very good on them.
Amazing how I can hit the nail on the head right away, and no one else.
What did you say? It was muted for me. What did you say in the video?
No, I said that so if you have global trending, all these people speaking out against Valve, and them not saying anything, and them not at the bare minimum acknowledging that something is going on, that's going to look very bad on them. And then someone showed up at Valve, and then they dusted off the Twitter account because that was the straw that broke the camel's back. They realized, shit. We have to say something, otherwise this is going to look really, really bad on us. And they did. They made their tweet. They made their tweet. They put it out. And that's all we got. All we got was the tweet. Because Valve did not need to do anything else. Because there was no follow-through. There was nothing else that Valve needed to do. All they needed to do was to appease everyone in the moment, and then nothing changed.
Yes, Zesty.
Yes?
Yeah. Okay, I was waiting for you to be done.
Yeah, I'm done. I paused to let you pick up.
Yeah, well, one thing that I couldn't find while I was like researching, trying to like get the full timeline here. I'm pretty sure at some point immediately after this,
See, hold on. Someone sent in a very,
oh
very important donation. I need to address it right now.
Oh my goodness.
Listen, no, this is important. Most of these YouTubers argue that financially TF2 is not a concern of theirs. Having Dota, CSGO, and Steam on their hands makes TF2 mere crumbles for them, and so boycotting them financially would only push them to not waste the time with TF2 anymore. I spoke about this a few moments ago. I don't know if you were here. But it's not about the money. It's not about depriving Valve of money or hurting their bottom line. You are absolutely correct. TF2's revenue is mere pennies to Valve. But the angle on this is if you have the biggest voices inside of the TF2 sphere, you have the biggest names and a shitload of people saying, we are no longer willing to financially support your game. We are no longer willing to support your game in any fashion. That's going to make Valve look really, really bad. And if you say that loud enough, you get enough people doing that, it's going to reflect very fucking poorly on them. And if I'm not done. And if they take that and they just shut down TF2, oh man, people are going to be fucking pissed. And that's going to make Valve look really bad. Like,
I don't think the financial angle is bad either, though. Like, I think people get caught up with like, oh, it doesn't even matter to them.
No,
like,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the financial angle thing is also very stupid because you have to remember at the end of the day, Valve is a company. And then if suddenly there was a $10 million deficit, that's $10 million lost. Sure, in comparison to hold on, let me finish. In comparison to CS2, right, which earns billions of dollars a year just from key sales, mind you. Sure, compared to CS:GO, that's nothing, but it is still a loss. It is still a deficit, and to Valve, that is a hurt in their profit, and that's not good.
You gotta stop turning him into a soy jack here, bro. I gotta finish this fucking point I'm trying to make, bro.
See, now you can make your point. It's my stream, come on. But now you can make your point.
Listen, even if you're a billionaire, if you want to like lose $10 million for no reason every year, like they'll do something about it. Like I sold all my shit from my inventory. I'm like encouraging Zesty to do the same.
I cashed out. I sold off like 90% of my inventory.
If everybody does that, that's gonna have an impact on their like revenue. If people stop buying cases, they'll notice that.
No, yeah, that is an incredibly good point. If you were a fucking multi-billionaire, but all of a sudden you're just like missing $10 million a year, no, you wouldn't want that.
I gotta fix that, especially with how how little they have to do. Like it's not like a hard fix.
No, yeah, it's hilarious because all they have to do is just copy and paste a bunch of content they don't even make into the game 3 times a year, and it pumps out $10 million minimum, right? Minimum.
Yeah. And this is I think where the whole Save TF2 movement peaked, was this day, May 26th.
Yep, and then it petered out.
The next day, I would say probably the most famous TF2 YouTuber of all time. He's not a TF2 YouTuber anymore. He's like a colossal Twitch star. But it was still a big deal to people. Jerma spoke out on stream. Do you remember this?
I do. I remember him briefly commenting on this. He was playing House Flipper.
I sent you the link.
Yeah, I'll play it for everyone. It's a short clip.
Yeah, he avoids name dropping Save TF2, which I noticed.
No, yeah, I mean, I don't blame him.
No, I don't know. What is Valve doing now? What is Valve up to? What's like in the pipeline for Valve? Steam Deck? The game's currently unplayable right now. Yeah, they kind of need to do something, right? So, I mean, I support anything to get. I mean, I love that game. I think that game's as literally the reason why I'm sitting in this chair is because of that game. So absolutely, I support them coming in and fixing some of the problems that the game has, especially if they're going to officially support it. But on top of that, like I said, I'd like to see at least something else, or even. I mean, it's so easy to sit here and be like, I would love them to do this. They should do this. I want the pyro to do this. I want the heavy to get this. But even just small little fixes just to support the game.
No, yeah. So no, he acknowledged that like without TF2 he wouldn't be there.
Yeah. But I noticed he doesn't want to
No,
he doesn't want to say Save TF2.
Well, I think in the moment he wasn't intentionally dancing around saying Save TF2. I don't think
You
that.
think so?
I
think he saw that there was clearly an organization there, and he wasn't sure if he wanted to be a part of it or not.
Maybe, but
I mean, Octo did that. He was like, I don't know if I want to be a part of this.
I think that was.
Germa's like a millionaire. He's got great PR guys around him.
No, yeah, I don't blame if that was their intention. I don't blame either of them for doing that.
Yeah, but that was really exciting. That's probably my favorite moment out of all of this, because it's just like Germa, he's got such a rich and endeared history with TF2. Since it started, people wanted him to be a part of it, and then he was there. It was great. It was a great moment for the community, I think.
No, yeah, I think getting someone as big as he used to be, and as someone as iconic in the TF2 sphere, or used to be in the TF2 sphere, to actually say something, this is a pretty big deal. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that the day after that was probably the finale of the Save TF2 saga.
Okay.
With this video, which
you
know which video I'm talking about. This was the day after
Charlie talked about it.
Yeah, this this felt like probably the apex of it all. I mean, he's an internet culture titan.
Yeah.
It was a victory. It was a victory for the community to see TF2, not only Save TF2, but just TF2 in general, to be discussed on such a massive platform. I think people were really, really excited about that.
No, I mean,
agree. Even Wheezy shows this constantly. Remember this. This is what we're fighting for, is to get on Moist Critical or whatever.
No, so also, by the way, for everyone asking, yes, saw Wheezy's video. Why do you think we're talking about this today? Because it seems like they're going to be trying this again. And so we're going through this, being very critical of what happened the first... No pun intended. Being very critical of what happened the first time. And hopefully pointing out the flaws in the first iteration is going to help them do better the next time. That's the idea.
It's actually weird. He plays TF2 in this video. Normally, when he's talking about a drama, he won't actually.
No, yeah, he actually went in and played the game. Where's this clip of him playing Sniper? Yeah,
he's got to have a history with it in some regard. Like everybody does.
I'm such a child. When I see the advertisement say Gaylord Hotels, I laugh like a fucking toddler. I don't know why that got a chuckle out of me.
It's only for Gaylords.
Oh
it's
God.
Only for Gaylords. SD, you could go.
I'm using my incognito tab, so my ad blocker's not my ad block plugin isn't working. So
yeah, you can go. You can go to Gaylord Hotel. They'll accept you.
But no, yeah, he actually plays the game. See, he's which most flavor of the
moment
YouTubers don't do. It's not hard to get. It's not hard to get item drops, right?
I know, but it implies he's played the game before.
He's also on default settings, which means he doesn't use it that much. He doesn't play that much, so.
Yeah, that's probably true.
But still, yeah, it's very rare for a flavor of the moment YouTuber to actually reinstall the game and then play it for the discourse surrounding it, right?
I think that the tweet from Valve combined with excuse me, I was gonna got a burp.
No, yeah, in that moment, it greatly incentivized him to speak on about it, right?
No, but what I was going to say is I think that the tweet from Valve combined with this video from Charlie combined with the Germa clip, I think people felt like, okay, we did our job, and that's when they put their swords down.
No, yeah, and because they ultimately got what they wanted, at least in the moment, and that sated them, and then I guess they just hoped that Valve was actually going to do something, and
I don't know.
Then obviously they didn't.
We just all took our foot off the gas. We're like, okay, we won. We got it to critical. Bye bye. We got it to critical. We got a shitty tweet that Tyler said he did I say this? I think Tyler said this wasn't the tweet wasn't actually written by anybody at Valve. I couldn't find the clip of that when I was researching.
Who wrote
it? Just somebody who stepped in, had a business association with Valve or something. I can't find the clip. I don't want to say anything wrong. But he said it wasn't a Valve employee who wrote the tweet.
Oh my God. Okay. Well,
and it wasn't even anybody who works on TF2.
My cat is being annoying.
I can see that.
Hold on. So we'll have a brief moment.
What's your cat's name? Isn't it
Echo.
Echo? Yeah.
Echo is being a little shit right now. You done? She's making her presence known. Look how fat she is.
We should just put her on the next poster instead.
Yeah, this will be the next focal point for the next iteration of Save TF2 is my cat.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, yeah, it kind of culminated in all of these really big figures coming out and saying things, and Valve with Valve's tweet, and then it sated everyone in the moment, and then people just started twiddling their thumbs, like, okay, Valve, your turn, which is fine, which is fine in the moment, right? In the moment, yeah, that's the obvious next step. It's okay, Valve, your move. Now it's time for you to do something. But then nothing happened, and then nothing continued to happen.
Well, something did happen. It took about 2 months. I don't know if you remember.
What?
I don't think anything happened between Charlie's video. At least I couldn't find anything notable that happened between Charlie's
nothing
video.
happened. Like,
and
nothing
2 months later, in July, we got the summer update.
No, that was the year before the summer update.
Wait, was it? Am
yeah,
I fucking
Save TF2 was in 2022.
What? Am I this wrong about
yes,
this?
Yes, you are.
Like,
Save TF2 is in 2022.
What?
A year later was the summer update.
What?
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Wait, I had this so wrong in my head.
I am right.
Wow.
So Save TF2 effectively
I did all this.
Save TF2 effectively did nothing. Valve did nothing as a result of this.
Okay. Well, also the a lot of people think that the summer update was because of Save TF2, and in reality, it was because of UEAK Crash, right? He made that open letter.
No, yeah. So my angle on this, and I apologize if this comes off as being a little too self-belating, but I feel like I was the catalyst a little bit towards more people getting on the train of asking for better content, and we're tired of seasonal updates. Like, I feel like I was the one that got the ball rolling on that, and it made it more acceptable for other people to go, hey, yeah, maybe we should stop getting nothing but pumpkins and Christmas trees.
That's so embarrassing that I was so wrong about the dates there. That sucks.
Shit happens.
But I sent you the tweet from UAK Crash. Now, I want to tell everybody this isn't Save TF2, but it is, to be fair, a lot of the people who signed off on this also signed off on Save TF2. Like Shork is in this, Uncle Dane, Banny.
No, yeah, absolutely, yeah. And this was also a good thing. Like, this was the right thing to do. Right, like if you inside the TF2 sphere, which you know the item makers and map makers are, they have the direct lines to Valve. They have the most influence out of anyone in the TF2 sphere. They wanted change. They reached out to Valve, and guess what? They did something. Shocker, right? The guys who make Valve's moneymakers have that much pull over what Valve does. It took them that long, by the way.
Yeah, and it wasn't even because of Save TF2. It wasn't at all.
No, it was because they were tired of having to make Halloween and Christmas maps.
I've clashed with Wheezy on this. He knows I'm right. I've talked with him privately.
No, yeah, this was absolutely not a reason for this. This is not a result of Save TF2. This is a result of workshoppers being tired about making Smiths and Halloween themed maps. It says it right here.
I'll put my neck on the line here and take it even further. There were bot changes that happened in this update, right? They made the process of kicking players faster. They made it so you could kick people on both teams at the same time.
Yes, that is a result.
Those did not happen because of Save TF2. And I told Weezy this. He doesn't want to believe it, but that didn't happen because of Save TF2.
You better have your receipts on this, because this is where he's going to get mad.
I can't give you a public receipt, but I've shown Weezy. He knows. He knows.
Why?
Because I've been told this by someone, like, privately, okay? I'm friends with someone who is close with the programmer who you know I'm talking about.
With Joshi, yeah.
I know someone who's close with Joshi who will probably not like that I'm on this stream with you right now. And he told me that
you've burned a bridge. You've burned a bridge.
Listen, shout out to that person. I don't think they would want me to name drop them though. But they told me that, like, straight up, everything that happened that the programmer worked on by that point was already planned before Save TF2. He'd been like working towards doing that with Valve. Because we're talking about this guy had like some pull. He was a contractor.
Right.
This was stuff he had already wanted to do. Part of the reason he got hired at Valve, I think, or not hired, but you know what I mean. Part of the reason that he wanted to work with Valve.
Placed on TF2 after being hired, yeah.
Yeah, he wanted to work on TF2, and he wanted to address the bot crisis. And I think everything, from what I know, everything that happened in the immediate aftermath regarding bots was already planned before.
And here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. It still didn't matter. It didn't matter. Even if being able to kick bots faster was a result of Save TF2, it did not address the problem. It didn't solve anything. The problem is still there. So there was effectively zero response and zero effective, meaningful impact from Valve as a result of Save TF2. Nothing changed. And Valve didn't have to do anything. And here's why. Valve didn't have to do anything in the moment because they responded because they were being pressured. And if they didn't respond, it would reflect very bad on them. But because the pressure was not kept on their necks to fucking do something, and because that pressure was coming at the angle of, we love your game, and, you know, Valve is good, and don't be mean towards Valve, they didn't have to do anything. They realized, oh, we can just appease them in the moment, and then fuck off and go back to whatever it is we were doing. And that was the major fuck up, is that the pressure was not kept on them.
I actually think there was a couple of different fuck-ups.
Elaborate.
I think it failed for one reason, because it was like aimless and cross-eyed. Are we protesting for TF2 to get an update? Are we protesting for an answer from Valve?
Yeah.
Or are we just celebrating TF2?
Yeah.
These are all three different things that all were posited as the purpose of Save TF2.
Yep.
And it left people
there was no focus. There was no focus.
Yeah, there
on
was
the problem.
three different
Again,
focuses, and if you didn't like one of them, then another part of the community was going to be pissed off at the other. So you wound up with a movement that basically had no clear goal, and that just kind of gave up because there was no leadership. Because there was no leadership, which is my second thing. I think that, and this might be crazy. This might be crazy, Zesty.
Okay, deal this blow softly.
I will try to deal this blow softly.
Deal this blow softly. You have me scared.
I don't think the people who posited themselves as I sound like a loser saying positive. Let me find a better word. I don't think the people who presented themselves or who were put forth as leaders of Save TF2, I don't think that they were actually ready to engage in like effective activism. And I'm talking about Slim Jim, I'm talking about Tyler, and I'm talking about Shork. And I don't think any of these people are bad. I like Slim Jim, I like Tyler. Shork is
don't bother.
Does a lot.
Just move
does
on.
A lot.
Just move on.
He's,
move on.
Yeah.
Move on.
I think that Squim Jim, he didn't have a big enough pull to be a leader, and I don't think he really wanted to be a leader. He just wanted to get the ball rolling. I think Tyler, and we already went over this, but Tyler, he tucked his tail and he was scared of the backlash. He wasn't going to be
he tucked his tail and ran because he's too worried about his own optics.
Exactly. I think like the week after Save TF2, he said that after his video, he was getting like messages from the guys who made Stanley Parable, and they're like, "We're never going to work with you again because you put up those developer images." It's like he wanted to protect his, I guess you could say, industry connections and bridges. And he was scared
what industry
of the backlash.
connections does he have? He has none.
You know what I mean? He thinks he's a journalist, and he's, you know.
Yeah. Right.
You know what? Shout out to Tyler though. I'm not trying to disparage him. He's been doing it for a long time. I don't have any personal beef with him. You wouldn't say that.
Oh, I mean, I of course I have direct beef with him because he took a swing at me during the previous Smithmas, leading up to the previous Smithmas update. He took some swings.
And finally, Shork, I don't think was really ready to at all attack Valve. I don't think he has that.
Well, no, because Shork is too tepid to say anything negative.
I wouldn't attack his character, but let's talk about what this guy does. This guy's entire thing
is... This is not an attack on his character. This is just an objective observation. He is too tepid to say anything negative. He says this publicly on his own Twitter. He doesn't understand negativity. He doesn't want to, have a voice that says negative things, right?
Well, and he has friends and connections at Valve. Like, he knows the voice actors. He knows these people. He got a tour at Valve. He's not going to burn that down over to be the leader of a movement or whatever. Like, that's just not.
You're saying he has conflicts of interest, in other words.
In a sense, yeah, I actually do think
you're saying he has you're saying he has conflicts of interest to not say anything negative towards Valve or direct negativity towards Valve.
Yes, and I think that made him probably not a great figurehead for something that's trying to get actual change done.
And you know what? To an extent, I agree. The fact that he does have these conflicts of interest, they're not Valve employees, right? But these are people who have worked for Valve and have connections with Valve. Right, and the voice actors, want to maintain those connections because some of them still do work for them, as voice acting work. So obviously, he doesn't want to hurt that connection. So he doesn't want to come off as overly negative. Whether or not that is his genuine intention, I do not know. But that conflict of interest does exist, and we need to acknowledge it.
Yes, and so my ultimate advice for if we're going to do another Save TF2, right, to kind of put a bow on this, we need if we're gonna do this again, if we're gonna do Fix TF2 or whatever. We need to focus on leadership. We need to make sure there's a leader who's willing to take risks and engage in genuine activism.
Here's the thing.
Hold on. Hear me out.
All right.
We need a leader who's going to take actual risks and engage in like real activism. I know that sounds silly because we're talking about a video game, but you know what I mean. And they can't be someone who's beholden to Valve even or industry connections. They need to be someone that people will rally behind, and if they do something, people will follow and say, okay, this is what we're doing now. Because Shork wasn't doing that, Tyler wasn't doing that. Somehow, I think Squim Jim was the only one who was doing like interviews with actual mainstream media.
He was the only one doing it because he had no connections with Valve and no conflicts of interest.
Yeah. My second thing is we need to focus on the money. We need a fiscal boycott of TF2 because Valve will respond to financial pressure. They will do that.
No, I agree.
Okay?
And I explained why earlier twice.
Yes. So sell your items, don't buy shit, whatever. That's got to be a focus.
Yeah, if people are still willing to financially support the game and show that they're and the main thing is that if you're still willing to show that you're willing to support this game by giving Valve your money, that's not making Valve look bad. That's making you look like you have one toe in the water and you're reluctant to go, "Oh, well yeah, it's bad, but I'm going to keep spending money." Yeah, it's you're not being direct enough.
And my final piece of advice is that you need to sustain negative pressure against Valve, because if you just it's better to have ongoing, like a small simmer of pressure that's negative than to have a giant short-lived burst like the Reddit post and all that was.
You keep the fire
that
lit.
just immediately heals. It needs to be ongoing. We need to have an actual sort of community around organizing this and keeping the flame on. So
I think I completely agree that you need to keep a fire lit under Valve's ass constantly. And this is that example that Wheezy used in his video, where the World of Warcraft fan base, players, what have you, kept the pressure on Blizzard because they were fucking over their legacy servers, and they kept the pressure on, stopped spending money on their game, and kept calling out their bullshit until they relented and until they gave them what they wanted. And it worked. Yeah. And they did that for 3 years. 3 years they did that. We did it for 2 days.
Someone in chat said Richter could be leader. First of all,
no,
I'm not doing that. First of all, because I am not a TF2 YouTuber. I'm just not. I think that's like fair to say. Second of all, I'm like, if you guys ever played Fallout New Vegas and got in, what is it called when you're totally despised, you're vilified by a community? I'm like Fallout New Vegas fucking vilified in the TF2 community. They don't like me. Third of all, I'm not coming on the stream to say that I would have done anything better if I was Shork or Tyler or whatever. That's not what I'm coming here to say. I am just here for like an objective analysis. That sounds like hope, but I don't think Zesty could do it either, because Zesty is also vilified.
Well, no, I mean, I'm not saying I'd be able to do it either, and I think that angle is wrong. I don't think there needs to be like this set leader. There doesn't need to be a set leader. There doesn't need to be a cabal. It needs to be a collective action from anyone who cares about this game. Not just the YouTubers. The YouTubers don't need to be leading the charge. Their voices will help. They're going to be the most, they're going to hit Valve where it hurts, and they're going to lead others to do the same. But it needs to be a collective, yes, we need to fight for better. Not one or two YouTubers, collecting a cabal and, organizing another big flash in the pan. That's not going to cut it. It needs to be everyone, as many people as possible, constantly. Constantly.
Yeah. I agree with you. And somebody in chat wrote that the flame that burnt... Wait, fuck, I lost it. Fuck. Somebody said...
donations here. I'll get to
the flame that burns twice as bright burns half as long, and that's very true. You want the longer flame. You don't want the fucking giant burst, explosion, Charlie, Jarmo, whatever. That's not going to work.
Is the contractor... Here, hold on. Donations. Is the contractor the same one that did 64-bit? Can you at least confirm if Eric has done literally anything except turning on at Christmas and Halloween? No, we cannot confirm if Eric has done anything else other than turn on Christmas or Halloween. It seems like that's all.
I don't want to pretend to know the ins and outs of what's going on.
That's why I say it seems like that's all he does. Another guy, I feel like our best shot is doing actually something as a player base outside of the game. Even have instructions to follow outside the game to spread the message to as efficiently as possible. Yeah, you want to get normies on this, because you want again. It's all about putting Valve in a negative light, putting negative optics on them, airing out their dirty laundry.
You might think I'm absurd for this, but like, we needed someone to be on like mainstream media TV doing interviews about this.
Well, no video game elevates to mainstream media unless it's about, video games make your kids want to go blow off someone's head.
What I mean, though? There should have been like Tyler or Squim Jam or Chork or whoever. There should have been somebody bringing this to like old boomers and getting this to be like an actual piece of activism.
Boomers care about video games? They're not going to understand a single thing we're talking about.
Well, you're the one who brought up this idea yesterday.
No, I didn't say mainstream media. Mainstream media is fucking dead. The only people who watch mainstream media, like legacy media, at least in America, are people over the age of 55. And no one.
Okay, so what was your take on this? Because I was just trying to reiterate what you told me yesterday.
No, I think it should be sent out to and get as many eyes on it as possible. But like, that media is now mostly on the internet, YouTube channels, bigger figures, a more general audience that just isn't restricted to the TF2 sphere. For example, Charlie and Mutahar. Those are good examples of that. Those guys have a lot of pull to a much more general audience. Pyrocynical, all these guys, right? That's like the better focus. That's going to get a lot more people talking about it.
Yeah.
Not weird, and not game journals. No one takes game journals seriously. They're all bullshit. No one takes no one takes legacy media seriously either. It's all bullshit.
Old people do.
Yeah, old people do, and they don't care about video games. So
I think it would have been cool to see some kind of interview on TV about it. If the fucking shitty anti-work.
No, yeah, like side scrollers, Asmongold, all the those are people that would be good to get a lot more eyes on what the fuck Valve is doing with this game, and that should be the focus, right? Getting
I think
more
my biggest fear here with this like fix TF2 thing is I just I'm
Asmon,
skeptical.
dude, if you want to do a reaction video to mine to get more people's eyeballs on this nonsense, help would be appreciated. Please.
All those people, XQC.
Here, so. I'm volunteering a piece of content for you to react to because it's like your thing, aside from World of Warcraft. But if you want to, go for it. More people talking about this is good.
Yeah.
No, yeah, and that's another good point. What if CS2 and TF2 work together? That is a very good angle because it's not just TF2. It's TF2, it's Counter-Strike, it's Left 4 Dead suffering from abysmal DDoS attacks. All of Valve's live service games are being neglected to high hell. Imagine if all of these spheres got together and put the pressure on fucking Valve. Hello? Like, come on. Like that's like the most logical pathway. Except Dota, because Dota you can't do much to fuck with Dota, right? Dota is in its own sphere, right? But if you got all the fans of these other games to come together to focus on the exact same problem that is the abhorrent neglect that Valve has towards these titles, that would be a lot of pull. A lot of pull.
You think Deadlock will wind up having a crazy botting problem too?
Deadbot's going to be dead in a month. No one's going to play it.
Deadbot? They're going to call it Deadbot?
Yeah, it's going to be dead. No one's going to no one's going to fucking play that game. No one wants no one wants another 6v6 competitive hero style shooter. People are burnt out on that garbage. Valorant sucks. It's dying.
Zesty, you're worried I was going to be the fired up one on the stream. You're fucking fired up, bro.
Well, I'm doing my normal thing.
Yeah. I can't do my normal thing. Whatever. I'm skeptical about like doing another campaign with Save TF2 because I don't know if I can believe that this next one will be able to get the same amount of attention.
It won't.
Let alone like surpass the original.
Unless
I don't want to say it won't. Like maybe there's a way it will. I don't know.
So I said it won't unless somehow whatever Wheezy is organizing and Shork is organizing for the apparently third iteration of this, unless they have some really big names doing something, it's not going to be any different if they're going for another hashtag flash in the pan kind of thing. I really hope that they reinforce that this needs to be a consistent outcry until Valve does something. Because if they don't keep the fire lit under Valve's ass, if they don't keep the problem at the forefront of the discourse, which is the bots in the game and demanding a functioning anti-cheat, if that's not at the forefront, nothing is going to change. Because you're not making Valve look bad.
Learn from the mistakes that the last campaign had, and the next one just has to be better. I do want to not be totally negative. I think there was a lot of good work that was done during Save TF2.
We acknowledge.
I think Swim Jim did a really good job. I think Shunik had a really good journalist-friendly video that was really. It was a really good video about Save TF2.
We like they had the right start. They were doing all the right things until the focus became the YouTubers, the circle jerking about the positivity. Don't be mean towards Valve. No, don't be negative. That's where it fucked up. And the fact that
you saw that when it happened, and I saw that when it happened, but for some reason we haven't been able to say it for like a year.
No, I said it immediately. And then people were
You
did.
pissed.
I said it like a week or like a month after Save TF2 happened, like that retrospective video I made, right? I didn't
do it because I didn't want to be the asshole. I don't want to be the asshole who's like, this is like fucking up.
I swear to God, I am 2 years early to everything when it comes to TF2. It's everything about this fucking game. 2 years too early. Fuck.
You're jerking yourself off.
No, I'm just stating the obvious. I said snipers busted. No, everyone agrees. I said the workshop items suck. Everyone agrees. Said Save TF2 fucked up because the focus wasn't on bots. Everyone agrees. All 2 years before people started agreeing with these things.
We need a community leader who will stand up to Valve and not just be, positive all the time. We need someone to keep the anger on the botting crisis. We need.
It needs to be everyone. It doesn't need to be like not like Lazy Purple here to save the day. No, it needs to be everyone.
There needs to be an agreed answer as to like what the movement is and who is representing it though. Like that's kind of important.
No, I do agree with that. Like there needs to be the focal point. Like the focal point needs to be clearly stated by as many bigger figures as possible. Yes.
Yeah. That's all I had written down in my notes.
Yeah, so hopefully that happens. Hopefully that happens. But I don't know.
Shout out to everybody involved in the story. Shout out to UEAK Crash. Shout out to everybody.
No, yeah. So that's. I mean, hold on. I really have to take a piss. So if you want to, so I'll leave you alone.
This is my break too. This is my break to fucking rile
I'll leave you alone with audience for a few moments. I really gotta go. So hold on a moment.
Now let me hear you say Zesty J. Zesty J. I don't know. What's up, guys? How's chat doing? Fucking Zesty Jesus leaving a fucking chair there. He's like Hassan Piker. He's fucked up in the head. He needs help. You guys are alone with me. You're my little playthings. Ugh. Zesty J. Hey. This is a good stream. This is fun. I've had fun being on here. Zesty fucking yelling over me, bro. He is so old. You can tell. I can't say that. He's. I don't want to say he's old either. That's kind of fucked up. He's not that old. But he's. You can tell he's like 10 years older than me. He talks to me like I'm a little kid sometimes. It's very funny. Can we get a what's like a funny thing to make everybody in chat right now that they're at my wills? Let's get a fuck. What do I want to make you guys say? That'll be so funny if you guys actually go along with it. Fuck, I'm so bad on this. I don't know what the fuck to say. What's like a funny TF2 thing? You are a little kid. Zesty. Everybody said Zesty J. Jesty Zezus. Fuck. Demo Night TF2 is so funny. We need to do that. Listen, I'll just say, I'm Rich Overtime, guys. If you've enjoyed my commentary on the stream, you should go subscribe to me on YouTube. Rich Overtime. I did an Nemesis Blue video. It's really good.
I'm back.
Here's the old guy back to ruin everything.
I'm away. I'm gonna know because the VOD's gonna be up.
Ugh. He sucks.
All right, I'm back.
Hello, Zesty Jesus.
What were you talking about?
I couldn't figure out anything to say, so I just told him to subscribe to me.
Oh.
I was trying to think of something funny that you.
I mean, sure. Totally shameless plug, right?
What can you do? I did call you old, also. I didn't mean to, but
I mean, I am 10 years older than you, so you're not wrong.
Is there anything else we need to talk about? Is there anything you need to you think is required for discussion about this Save TF2 thing?
Oh no, man. I think I just need to. I'll reinforce again that I think the angle of hitting Valve where it hurts by not spending money on the game is what needs to be done, because once more it's not hurting their bottom line necessarily, but it's showing that the most famous people inside the TF2 sphere are not willing to support the game financially or support the game at all, and that puts Valve in a negative light. Right?
Like, here's a really good example.
So here's a really good example. Like, shit. I'm trying to use an example that's not politically charged. I'm trying to think of one.
Oh no.
Because like you have like X celebrity who's been the spokesperson for X product for so long, and then they all of a sudden come. Oh yeah, what's that example about MapleStory?
I don't know. I didn't play that shit.
So there was a really good example from of MapleStory, I believe, where there's a streamer was about to hit level 100 in MapleStory. I believe is the game.
Yeah, you told me about this.
Yeah, so he was about to hit level 100 in MapleStory, and the company that made MapleStory was like, they sponsored his stream, they gave him like an overlay. They were like, you know, they were like hyping up like, oh, it's the first guy that's gonna hit level 300 in the game. But right before he hit level 300, he stopped and then immediately started grilling the game for all of its flaws. All of the money-grubbing monetization, all the other flaws with the game, right? For someone like that to, like, shut down, you know, a huge moment like that, to, like, shut down the developer directly to their face, the fucking YouTuber or streamer, right? That hit them where it hurt. That put them in a positive light because he was showing, hey, I'm no longer willing to financially support this game.
It was a risk that had weight, and that's what we haven't had at a Save TF2.
Exactly, yeah. It's a risk that had weight, and he really hit them where it hurts. And then like as he was doing it, they were like freaking out. They were like trying to shut him down. They were like removing his stream from their webpage. I think it was MapleStory. I might be having the game wrong. Pretty sure it was MapleStory. Hold on, let me MapleStory level 300. What was this thing again? I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was MapleStory. I might be incorrect, but it was something like that. It was MapleStory. Yeah. So something like that is what I'm talking about, because obviously you're not hurting their bottom line. by like all the YouTubers saying, I'm not spending money on TF2 anymore. Obviously, they have billions coming in from elsewhere. But the point is putting that negative light on them.
I mean, it'll still hurt a little. Like,
so, well, of course it's going to hurt a little. I mean, like you said, if you're a
billionaire... Would you rather stub your toe or, like, not? Like,
no, yeah, exactly. Again, the angle that you said before of, like, if you're a billionaire and then all of a sudden you have a $10 million deficit, that's going to hurt you, right? It's like, yeah, stubbing your toe.
You're going to at least look into it, right? You're going to feel, whoa, what's going on over here?
Mm-hmm. Exactly, yeah. So, you got to remind yourself, Valve is a company and they want money. And if you suddenly take that money away, if you give them a deficit, like, oh, shit, maybe we should address that, right? So, yes. I completely disagree with Wheezy by saying that we should not do a financial boycott on the game. I think that is the exact angle that needs to be taken, because again, it is showing that we are not willing to support Valve financially. We're not willing to support TF2 financially, and the optics of that is exactly what we need. That is the negative light that you need to have shined on Valve in order for them to actually do anything. And that's why Save TF2 got squeezed out a tweet from them for the first time, right? Because they had the negative optics. They were going to look really, really bad if they didn't at least acknowledge what was going on. And they did. And that's all they needed to do, because there was no follow-through. And then it petered out.
I don't know, if it's being organized by like Shork and Wheezy, I feel like that's like a bad combination, because Shork's...
not inherent.
Let me make like a simple statement here. I'm not trying to be accusatory, but like Shork... his content is about being friendly with people who are involved in Valve games, and Wheezy TF2's entire, like, I'm not trying to say that this is like anything that stops them from being like good community leaders or like they shouldn't be involved, but like Shork is his entire content is about being friendly with people who are in with Valve, and Wheezy's entire content is about giving money to Valve and gambling in Valve games. So like obviously these two people aren't going to want to risk fucking up their reputation with Valve. So obviously they're going to want to be a part of something that's popular.
About having conflicts of interest, and conflicts of interest absolutely need to be acknowledged.
Exactly. I don't think it's unfair, and I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to make people like.
No, it's absolutely fair to bring up a conflict of interest with the people who are spearheading another movement like this. It is completely fair.
Yeah. So. It's fair, and I think it's actually important. I think that's going forward. If you're a TF2 community member or whatever, you got to have your eyes on like who's organizing this stuff and who's like leading it, because it is important if you're trying to get something to change. Like that's really important.
Absolutely, I completely agree.
We are such fucking broken records by now, though. It might be time to end the stream.
No, people love streams that are broken records because people were not watching the entire time.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, people love repetition in the stream because most people watch the stream for about 20 to 30 minutes.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, because like the 1,500, like we've probably cycled, how many people here? 1,500? Jesus. We've probably cycled half of that since we started.
Let me hear you say SDJ.
Huh?
He's no. I think we covered a lot of ground though.
No, I think that's good. I think we hit the nail on the head. So
I said everything that I've been meaning to say.
No, yeah, I think I think we. I'm trying to think if I've missed anything else. I don't think I did. I'm trying to remember everything. I'm trying to remember everything Wheezy said in his video, and I'm trying to remember if there's any other points he made that need to be addressed. But
he did the whole World of Warcraft thing, but I think you touched on that at the beginning.
No, yeah, I do find it somewhat comical that he brings up the example of World of Warcraft, and that was an example of them not.
What? Someone's breaking into Dusty's house.
I have a hot mic. Hello.
Oh no.
My mother loves to walk around the house with her phone on speaker as though no one else lives here. She does it all the time.
Wow.
I don't know why she does that. Anyway.
Dusty, how are you 10 years older than me and you live with your mom? What's going on there?
I'm not living at home. I'm visiting home.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. I reject my shameful statement.
I'm also in the process of moving out of my current apartment, and I'm using my parents' home as like the jumping off point so I can like store my shit and then move into my next place. So
exciting. Yeah. People are saying express dissatisfaction for Deadlock. Listen, Deadlock, I'm not going to pretend it doesn't look bad, but it's also like 4 screenshots of like an alpha game. I don't want to like jump on whatever. Also, Valve, I'll be the first guy to say give me an early copy. Just saying, if anybody Valve's listening.
See, the thing is, to me, the fact that they're getting competitive video game players to play test it is all I need to know. I'm not going to play this game.
It's probably going to suck. I'm not gonna lie. The MOBA just sounds like trash to me.
Yeah.
Some people think the images aren't real and they're just someone else's game. I don't know.
Oh no, it could be. It could just be AI generated. We don't know.
Yeah.
We have no idea. But the fact that what was the Valve guy, that Twitter account was like
Gabe Follower, yeah.
Yeah, Gabe Follower's like, I can't talk about this anymore. So it probably was real. He got the nice stop talking about this email from Valve.
He either got like a soft C&D or just straight up a C&D.
He probably got a C&D or a soft one. But it was probably a C&D because if it was leaked screenshots, you know. Yeah. Yeah, 6v6 MOBA that COM players are already testing, 90% chance it's going to be trash. Yeah, because I think the era of competitive video games like that is dead. Like the only
if that guy said that guy in your chat said that Robin Walker isn't working on it, that kind of makes me like lose all hope. I'm not gonna lie.
No, yeah, because the only people that are working on this are all the new hires from Valve that were born after the year 2000. Their only experience in video games when they were old enough to actually hold a controller or a mouse and keyboard or poke at a screen is all the slop that's been coming out over the past 10 years.
You can't have creative incest. You can't be making video games that are inspired by video games. It's not a good idea. You're just gonna make something derivative.
Well, and that's my point that I said earlier. This like the screenshots of Deadlock look like you typed into ChatGPT, make me a new game, and then it squirts out this weird combination of Overwatch and Valorant. Are we excited for the new iconic character that is Grey Talon? Oh yeah.
Oh, he's so iconic.
The new iconic character of Grey. It looks like a grandma. Looks like a grandma. It's fucking. Oh my god, it's so weird.
I didn't even remember the guy's name, so you remember more than me.
No, yeah, I have a memory of an elephant, as they say.
Jesus.
It's fucking The game looks really bad, but it is still early. We don't know. It is still early to tell what's gonna happen. But
what if it comes out and it's like completely not what it looks like? What if it just comes out and it's a completely different game? And it's
I mean, they did that with the Sonic movie. People were very upset about how they made Sonic look, and they went back and redid the entire thing, and then it was a hit. So maybe they'll take that to heart. Who knows? Sometimes leaks like that are a good thing. It makes them realize, oh shit, maybe we're going in the wrong direction. So anyway, oh yeah, I remember one point. I do find it funny that Wheezy used the angle of World of Warcraft in his video to talk about what needs to be done for Save TF2 again, but the only reason why that worked is because it was a financial boycott. They stopped spending money.
I really thought Wheezy was going to show up in the stream chat, and he hasn't. He normally is.
Whatever.
He shows up in my chat, he shows up in your chat, but he's not here for both of us. What's going on there?
I don't know. Whatever. I don't expect people just to come watch my streams. I'm not like.
I do. Where are you?
Why aren't the YouTubers watching me? I don't. I'm here to see me. You know, I don't give a fuck.
Well, he's very relevant to the story. I figured he knew this was gonna happen.
I mean, he's probably busy. He's probably busy planning whatever the fuck he's planning. I certainly don't know what the fuck is going on. I've been left completely in the dark. And if I may go into a bit of self-fellation again, I know this makes me come off as conceited, and
I can do it right after.
Listen, I own this, but I do find it funny that, like, you know me, I'm the black sheep. People don't want to associate with me because who wants to have their own optics ruined by the racist bigot, right? I do find it funny that I was not spoken with about this because, like, as cliche as this sounds, wouldn't it be cool if, like, the hero and the villain band together for the same valiant cause? That would be, like, the best optics you can have for something like this. That's just me. I don't know. Can I
make a note? Because I know people aren't going to believe me with what I said about all the bot shit already being planned. All the bot changes that came with the summer update already being planned. Zesty, can you attest that when the original save... Oh, that's cool that he's in chat.
Yeah, sure.
Can you attest, Zesty, that when the original Save TF2 happened, I leaked in that group chat when the update was dropping? Do you remember that?
Yes, you did.
I did. You can attest to that I actually do know someone who knows Joshy.
Yes, you did.
Okay,
I vividly remember that you already knew when the update was going to drop.
I already knew when the update was coming. Now, that's not to say I know him. That's not to say I'm close with anybody at Valve. I'm not going to LARP as like Tyler McVicker. I know people. I'm not tapped in at all. But what I said earlier is true. Okay, that's like from the horse's mouth.
No, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So just to reiterate what was just said. Richter has connections, and he knew when that update was going to come out. That was going to expedite.
I have connections, singular.
Yeah, he was going to expedite. Sorry, I flubbed my words. He knew when the update was going to come out that was going to expedite the process of kicking bots on both teams, and that was already in the works before Save TF2 happened. And he knew the date it was going to be released, and then it came out. And it was fucking spot on, and I'm like, so. It's not bullshit. It's not bullshit that was not a result of Save TF2. That is just a fact.
I know a little bit. I know a little bit.
That is just a fact. So.
Fun times.
Very much so.
This has been fun. This has been a fun trip down memory lane.
No, I agree. I think this is a good conversation.
I hope we've done like a good job of not like being negative or like shaming anybody.
Well, no. It's not. It's good that we were negative. Like we were negative, and that's a good thing. Like
what I mean is, I didn't want this to turn into like a shit fest where we're like attacking people.
I don't think we weren't attacking anyone at all. I think we were being very clear cut with what we were saying and being at least mostly objective with what we were discussing.
So you're saying I did a good job of not blowing this whole thing up like you were scared?
I think we did good. Of course, the true aftermath of this is going to be felt in the coming days as people go through this stream and clip it and get very upset about it on Twitter. That will happen. No. That will happen.
I love TF2 so much, bro.
But I think in the moment this felt good. This was the right thing to do, and hopefully, if Wheezy and whoever else he's working with is, watches this, and whoever else is organizing TF2, hopefully you take some of our criticisms to heart. And hopefully you take a more appropriate angle when it comes to doing this again, instead of, doing another flash in the pan, hot button moment kind of thing.
Yeah.
So. Oh yeah, you're right. Twitter is not real, 100%.
Is there anything else that needs to be addressed?
Chat, did we miss anything?
Is there anything?
Anything else?
Is there anything that happened during Save TF2 that I missed in my fucking bullet points?
Anything else we missed, or anything else you want us to comment on while I have Richter here?
You should hit 100K tonight, by the way. It seems like.
Maybe we'll see. I feel like the drama that's going to come out as a result of this stream is going to knock me back down to 90K or something.
You think it's going to be that bad?
Oh, 100%.
Oh no! What have I signed up for?
What about the guy who was fixing the entire code of TF2 would happen? Yeah. So I think you're referring to Joshi, who is the intern working at Valve right now. He's still working on the game, but it's just one guy, right? So and one guy can only work so fast, and he's also and TF2 is also not his primary job. He works on other things at Valve, and whenever he's allowed to work on TF2, he works on fixes and what have you. He was working on the 64-bit update. He was working on other things that came out in previous years. He's just not a full-time TF2 employee. So
he does more than that. He works on a lot. He runs their GitHub page.
He runs the GitHub page. He did all of the ports over to Steam Deck for Valve's other games and what have you.
He does a lot. He's done a lot for Valve.
No, yeah, he's done a shitload of work. So I don't think
it's kind of crazy that he's not an employee with how much he's done.
There was also the people who were doing like TF2 Source 2. They got a fucking cease and desist from Valve, and so they're not doing it anymore.
To be fair, Gary Newman told them that was going to happen. He was you guys are going to get Indeed by Valve.
Oh, absolutely. But I mean, it's a shame.
It's like we're going to remake your game on a new engine and then give it to people for free. It's like they were in their right to C&D that. Not that I agree with it, but
no, yeah, they were in their legal right to do so. So. I agree. There is a donation. Do you think
they did that to the Counter-Strike project in the Sandbox too? Valve CD'd them.
Do you think TF2 could be boycotted by everyone going to TF2 Classic? No, TF2 Classic is not a suitable replacement for TF2. It is TF2 Classic is a wacky custom weapon game mode and is not TF2. I don't care what people say.
I'm not for the TF2 Classic slander. I actually do like that project.
I mean, if you think it's fun and you enjoy it, go for it. But it's not TF2. It's
I think what this person is asking is like, if you're trying to boycott TF2, is TF2 Classic a place where you could get your fix of TF2 without having to support Valve? And I think the answer to that is yes.
I mean, there's a lot of places where you can get your fix of TF2 without having to engage with Valve servers. But you're not boycotting it by just playing elsewhere. You have to be vocal. You have to actually show that you're not willing to support the game.
Yes.
So, do you think actual content updates and potential... Oh my god, this chat's freaking out. Do you think actual content updates and potential bot crisis fixes would bring a lot of new players back to the game, or are we past the recovery point? No. I think the amount of humans you see in the game, about 25,000 or so, 25 to 30,000 people has been so this is something I'm going to be going into some detail on in my part 2 of my video. So pretty much since the game went free to play, we've had roughly the same amount of humans playing TF2. And I'm going to loosely comment on this because my thoughts haven't marinated enough and I don't have all of the facts lined out in proper order. But basically, ever since TF2 went free to play, the volume of bots has more or less been about the same that we see today. Probably a good chunk less, about half as many, but the volume of humans playing TF2 has been roughly the same, more or less, since the game went free to play. I have anecdotal evidence for this. I don't have direct concrete numbers because the data just don't exist. But this is based off of my own observations and what common sense tells me. But when the game went free to play, TF2 did see a surge in human activity, and a lot of those humans did stick around. But as soon as the game went free to play, that opened the floodgates for bot farms, right? Because there were no longer any restrictions for just farming for free items in mass. And so that was the moment when TF2's player numbers like quintupled and then held and then, decayed a little bit. And that decay was the humans that tried out the game and then left because it wasn't their taste. And then some humans stuck around, right? We probably had maybe 40 to 50,000 humans probably through Meet Your Match, I would say. And probably like 20 to 30,000 bots. And it would, they're not hard numbers. It would vary a little bit. But as soon as Meet Your Match happened, shitloads of humans left TF2. People were fed up. The game was ruined for a lot of people. And you can go back and look at Reddit threads. You can go back and look at all this other stuff. All of that's there. And so the volume...
You're so good at talking for a long time. I don't know how you do it.
I practice because I do it for my job. You have to learn how to give 20 to 30-minute presentations or hour-long presentations about very meticulous research and data. So it's literally my job. Okay. And so probably after around Meet Your Match, player numbers dropped significantly, down to around what we see today, about 20, actually probably less than that. Like we probably hit 15,000 people around late 2018 when things got really bad and Valve was showing that they just don't want to handle the game anymore. But then in the years following, some people came back because the game is free, the game is fun, and you're going to have a constant amount of traffic flowing through, and some people sticking around. But also around 2017 is when Valve stopped banning idle bots altogether. And so that was just like a big sign for bot farms to go, oh yeah, we can just fire up more bots and nothing's going to stop us anymore. Because there is evidence for Valve having banned idle bots en masse at least through 2017. And from the bot farms that I've found, a vast majority of, or not a vast majority, but a lot of these bots are only as old as 2017. Which shows to me that they weren't banning them anymore. And so bot activity just kept going up after Meet Your Match, and then human activity kind of stagnated around 25 to 30,000 people. So if Valve fixed the problems with the game, would we see more humans? Probably. Because right now, new players' experiences coming into TF2 are abysmal. You're a brand new player, first thing you see is a bunch of cheaters and a bunch of bots. You're not going to stick around. If those weren't there, the game would retain more players, obviously. But would it blossom into like a genuine top 10 game? Probably not.
This will be fun though.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Fun game.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and also new players can't call for medic unless you spend like it's literally pay to win. You can't even call for medic. You have to spend money. Stupid.
That is crazy.
Fucking stupid. So, yeah.
Sad.
And people get very upset when I talk on my stream. Like, what do you want me to do? Not talk? Like, do you need some Subway Surfers? Do you need some, like, Flappy Bird playing in the background? I don't get it.
You should put up a video of a guy eating some food or something.
You want, like, some slime videos or something? Like some glitter? You want something like that going on?
Zesty, I think you've hit the nail on the head with pretty much everything there.
No, yeah, I think, again, a lot of this is going to be elaborated upon a lot more in this second video.
In the next episode of Zesty Jesus. You know, people don't know that I gave you the idea for the thumbnail, bro, and the title in the last video.
Yeah, you did. So, thank you.
Yes. I've been thanked by Zesty Jesus, the TF2 Renaissance.
You're
man.
fucking 3 times my size. You don't like it's.
Let's not pretend that I'm like more relevant than you, Zesty.
You are.
Got like you've got like 1,500 viewers, bro. If I went live right now, I'd have like 100.
Dude, you can make a video about fucking Emesis Blue. Like you can make the 50th video about Emesis Blue.
You can make a video about the most popular TF2 topic,
and you pull like a fucking million hits on another video about Emesis Blue. It's 2 hours long. Like, come on. You obviously are more.
You're tripping. That's because you have a narrow perspective.
Listen,
you don't understand what 1,500 live viewers really means. That's crazy.
I mean, it's just people watching me, and again, and like it would mean more to me if 95% of my audience weren't here for drama. Well, and that's it. Like if 95% of my audience wasn't here for drama, then it would be more impactful.
You have the ear of the streets, Zesty, and that's what's important.
Perhaps, but. To me, it's
You're
like
the most racial TF2.
Like 5% of my audience only is actually here for like the content I make. Everyone else is here. Everyone's here waiting for the next big, you know, nuke of drama, because that's all we have anymore. And inside the TF2 sphere is people attacking each other, right? That's what they're here for. So, and also 900 of my viewers are bots. Don't forget that.
900. How about all 1500? All these are like AI.
Yeah, there's only it's all Chat GPT bots. Hey guys, are you a bot? That's how you fool a bot. Are you a bot? They're like, oh, it freaks out. They don't know how to respond.
Yeah, beep boop. They're all saying beep boop.
Yeah, there we go. They're all bots. We agree.
Let's see how much longer are you gonna be live?
I don't know, as long as I feel like.
Okay. Why? I got some stuff I got to do though. I'm thinking of dipping out.
All right, you can dip out. You can dip out. I'll wind my stream down.
Okie dokie. Thanks for having me on, brother. Good luck with getting the 100K. Congrats on that. Congrats on the success of the new video. And thanks, Pyro, man. Watching it. That's really cool.
No, yeah, it was cool. Appreciate that, man. And thank you for coming on. I think you really laid out a good pathway for people to follow of what Save TF2 fucked up with and how they can do better.
Yes, yes. And that was the idea. And hopefully I didn't take it too nuclear.
Nope, it'll be fine. If the ones who take it nuclear are the ones who are going to take it personally.
Okay, bye-bye. Thanks for having me on. Peace, chat. Bye-bye.
See you, man. Take care. Richter overtime, everyone. Stream until I hit 100K. We're going to be here all night. It's not going to happen. So, like, I'm not, like, I've fully convinced myself that 100K is not going to happen. Like, there's going to be some, like Zeus lightning strike that's going to come and strike my spine. You know, like someone's going to come out with some manufactured drama about how I beat up babies or something, and it's going to knock me back down to 90K. It's like, I just don't. Or when I hit 100K, then some new manufactured outrage is going to happen. It's going to take me back down to like 50K. I don't fucking know. Like, I don't take this for granted. So. If I stream until I hit that milestone, we'll be here forever. Because it's just not going to happen. But, yeah. So yeah, thanks. I mean, that's kind of it. Thanks everyone for hanging out. We had a pretty productive stream today. I think it was pretty good. So thank you. Thanks everyone for being real chill with it. Hopefully, people who are organizing Save TF2 again are gonna, you know, take some of this to heart. We'll see. I know we need the bot crisis to be solved more urgently, but what about the rest of TF2's needs? Rebalancing of weapons, clips fix, new content with a decent major update. Should we also E-Riot for it? Not right now, no. The main problem is the game should be functional. It should be working right now. That should be the focus. Like, new weapons, new content, none of that matters unless the game is working. And it's a lot easier for Valve just to keep throwing more shit in the game instead of addressing the genuine problems, and that's why the game has been in this status quo for, you know, for 8 years, so. People are saying I hit 100K. I don't believe you. I feel like that's a lie. Let me pull up my. I have YouTube Studio Mobile because that's a thing. $100,003. Okay, so, well, at least for the moment, there's the proof. Focus. There's the proof that I did indeed surpass 100,000. So thanks, guys. I really do appreciate that. Cool. Nice. What do you say in a moment? You just thank you, really. It's cool. It's cool. I mean, I feel like you go down like the whole cliche thing where you're like, oh yeah, thank you. I couldn't have done it without you. I mean, I couldn't have done it without really other YouTubers, right? Like, other YouTubers kind of put me here. Really like Aaron R, you know, Blue Cat Boy. He was the first one that kind of brought me on and kind of took me on, like, not, he was like my first like friend really in the TF2 sphere, and real great guy. He had me on his streams, and he kind of gave me a lot of his eye, like, he was a lot bigger than me when I first started making videos, and I really have him to thank for initially giving me an audience and a platform and what have you. So thank you, Aaron. Yeah, and then it just kind of went from there. Admittedly, a lot of this is fueled by drama. I mean, like, a lot of the focus and attention on me comes from all of the stupid drama that's happened to me over the years. And you have people like Turkey Tom obviously made a video about me that fueled a lot of my growth over the last couple of years. Yeah, so a lot of it is not, technically a lot of it isn't organic growth. A lot of it is from the results of other people. So thank you. But For the 5% of people who are here and genuinely enjoy my content, I thank you. I do appreciate that. And for everyone here who likes drama, you probably won't have to wait long. There's gonna be more. It's just inevitable with being online. So thanks, everyone. You're cool. I appreciate that. And more fun content to come. I won't do like a full on like celebration of any kind. I'll do a more appropriate celebration stream when I feel like I've actually solidified my position at 6 figures, because I'm still tepid. I'm still worried that it's just not gonna hold. Something is gonna happen. I'm Mr. Negative Nancy. I understand. But yeah. Is anything else people want me to cover or address before I sign off, or is that like a good spot to end it off at? I feel like that could be a good spot to end it off. Yeah, thanks, Pella. I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. No, I know I'm pessimistic. I feel like I've earned my position to be a pessimist. So. No, I spoke about Deadlock earlier, so you can go back and watch the VOD earlier if you want to hear my thoughts on that. So, I don't know. I'll just call it there. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for all of the donations today. I really appreciate all the support you guys give me. You're very kind. You're all too kind, really. I mean, I feel like I don't deserve any of this. I'm just some guy talking about video games on the internet, and people just watch it and give me money. So, and if you told me that would be a thing 10 years ago, I'd have laughed at you, and here I am now. Shit, I don't know. I'm gonna end the stream before I get emotional. So thank you guys. I really appreciate it. I'll see y'all next time.